Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Tuesday night edition of everybody's favorite adult-themed podcast, Gaming After Dark. I am your host, Mr. Boom Boom Kaboom. I am in the room. I am ready to go. I am lit like a bag of shit on the doorstep. Let's go. This is going to be a one hot show, baby. I know that right now. I can feel the vibe just coming off my co-panel members. But before I introduce the co-panel and we get to the chat, I just wanted to say a couple of somber shout outs, I guess, so to speak, and big thoughts and prayers. Go out to our good friend Wilmy Hood, who had a relative pass away this past week. It's been a rough couple of days for him. So, Wilmy, our thoughts are with you, man. If you need to talk to anybody, stuff, Wilmy's a keep to himself kind of guy, but really, really hard to hear that. And also to our good friend Royal Boyle, whose dad is going through a very serious situation in a hospital right now. So, Royal, our thoughts go out to you, my friend. I know he's a good friend of the show. So I just want to let you know that on behalf of everybody here at Gaming After Dark, we are definitely thinking of you, as well as many in the chat. So hang in there, man. We are thinking of you, and we hope that your dad gets better and pulls through this, man. So there you go. Got that out of the way. And also, on a lighter note, want to say farewell to Noof Nukem. Apparently, somewhere along the line, the old Noof Nukem must have died last week. Because if you haven't heard the news already, this Noof Nukem's got Game Pass.
About fucking time.
Game Pass Ultimate. Yes, I finally gave in after years of being a stubborn old bastard. Yes, I finally got it. And I'm not going to beat this drum to death. Yes, I've had this question many times. What made you decide? Why now? Blah, blah, blah. Why not now? Because the games keep on coming. There's just too many great games out there, and obviously, yes, I'm not broke, as Mag said. I'll get it when I'm broke. I'm not quite broke, Mag, but definitely this will certainly be a big godsend on my wallet as we head into the holiday season with so many great games coming down the pipeline. Like, I can't wait to get Psychonauts 2. I can't wait to get Flight Simulator. Guess what? Now I don't have to go out and spend $90 Canadian on each game to go get them. I can get them on Game Pass day one, date and date, baby. It doesn't get any better. Actually, it does, because in the fall, there's Halo. Now, I'm probably going to buy a physical copy of Halo, but, man, it's just awesome. Yeah.
No, but if you're going to get Game Pass and buy physical copies, what's the point of having Game Pass?
Well, I guess play all those other ones, man.
There's lots of other games besides Halo.
Do me a favor.
We got Ascent and Flight Simulator this week.
Psychonauts, shut up! I'm trying to hold school here in session. Fucking Noob, do me a favor. Just hold off on buying it. Just fucking play it in Game Pass. You know what? If you got some extra cash down the road, just hold off. Is all I'm saying, man. Let it fucking work for you, man. It's like fucking like putting money in the bank or something, man. Make money work for you. Make Game Pass work.
I am already downloaded the Medium. My first game that I downloaded. Wanted to play it, so there you go. I get to play it. Never had to pay like an extra $1 for it. So I'm cool, man. It's good. Living life is good right now. It's good. Good stuff.
You know what we can do, Noof? In October we can play Back for Blood together, man.
Absolutely. Exactly. That point exactly. Yeah. But I'm still going to buy the games that I would 100% have bought physically anyway. I'm still going to buy them. So that's just me. That's the collector side. But anyway, either which way, I'm still going to save a ton of money every year because I'm going to get to play a lot of games that I normally wouldn't have bought. So there you go.
You're going to be astounded how much money you save every year.
Oh,
It's actually going to be shocking. Like a couple months down the road, we're going to hear it. I guarantee it.
Awesome. Well, anyway, let's formally introduce the panel. Back this week, live and obviously ready to go, is the one, the only, the man who brings the common back to Sense. Titan Drago is in the house.
What's up, everyone? Yeah, I'm back from Arizona, where I swam a lot at night and beat Overcooked 2 with the family. Really fun game. I highly recommend it. It's like one of those games like, come on, man, throw me chop it up, throw it to me. You got to do it as fast as possible because you can do verses and the campaign. It's really fun. But still the number one Odin and Smite, just barely hanging on because I took an L today. But you know what? It wouldn't be a Smite. It wouldn't be a Titan Drago without a Smite reference, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not. So let's do this. I'm ready to go.
So is it true, Titan, that if you piss outside in Arizona for more than a minute, your dick starts to look like an overcooked wiener?
I wouldn't know. I seriously wouldn't know. Noof, I was a hermit at that place because that place is so, I hate the heat. And oh my God, I'm like, I'm not leaving this damn room. Not till night, man. Not till that damn sun goes down. That is the one place in the world where actually like you wait till night and you swim and it's like, it's still like swimming in a bath, even though it's nighttime. It's crazy.
Yeah, you fart and there's vapor comes out, I guess, eh?
Yeah, man, it's scary. Scary hot.
All right. Let's catch up with the middle-aged game guy who is ready to roll. How are you doing, man? Welcome back.
I am doing good, everybody. Nice to see Titan back in his regular seat. Noof, always good to see you, brother, and the chat and everybody else. And speaking of the chat, yes, I just wanted to say a couple of things that just kind of right off of what Noof was saying. Obviously, condolences to Wilmy and his family for his loss. And also, I was actually last night, funny enough, I was in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning. I was getting an MRI. And I was talking to Royal Boyle because he was in the hospital at the exact same time looking after his father. So, and I know that he loves this show. He loves us. So we just wanted to wish him all the best and to his father and family all the best from all of us. I know you're going to be listening to this, brother. So don't worry. We got your back. We're all part of this community together. And one last thing, someone who is in the chat right now is Mr. Pure Flack Monkey. And if anybody remembers, he mentioned it actually in the chat a few minutes ago. Today is the 1-year anniversary of his heart transplant, so it's his rebirth day.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So he is here in the chat, and congratulations to him and to a long and healthy life, brother. And keep listening to the show. We always appreciate you guys every week. So anyways, in honor of all these things, we are going to put on one hell of a show for you guys tonight. Keep you guys entertained. You know, not think about life too much. Get a couple of fucking laughs out of it. Let's have a great show, guys.
Yes, and our guest tonight was supposed to be Jesse Darby. I have no freaking idea where he is.
He's in the chat.
Is he in the chat?
He is.
Well, Jesse,
maybe he couldn't get his microphone situation.
The link was sent to you through the Twitter DM. I assume you're Jesse Darby 3 on Twitter. So all I can tell you, man, is oh yeah, he's there. So all I can tell you, man, the link is open. If you want to jump in, all you need is a microphone. You can do it from your phone or your laptop, but there's the invitation. I can't do any more than that. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But anyway, as long as you get your ass in here, I guess, before Titan does his corner. Otherwise, the corner may just have to wait another week. But anyway, we'll have the Ask Arnold and, of course, Tony Bologna. He is on standby and will be by here shortly. So it's going to be one hell of a show. Speaking of a hell of a show and one hell of a chat, I got to acknowledge them each and every week because you guys are fantastic. I can't stress that enough. And let's catch up with some of our amazing chats, starting with Doggy Dog, who was first in the house with the Wolf Wolf. He jumps in here, and Timothy Dixon, another stalwart, Spider-Man 356, some of our biggest fans. Dravenero is in the house. What is going on, brother? How are you? We have got Marlesco is in the house. Papa Woody is here. I see Masshole is hanging out with us. What is going on, Masshole? Casket Repair came in shortly. We had to go because I think he's at work or something, but good to see you, Casket. Who else? Assassin Lupa is in the house. Our good friend Assassin. Yeah, good to see you, lady. Good to be here. Trend Kill Will is going on. We got who else we got going on here? Crispy Rambo.
I know who's going on in that chat right now.
Who's going on?
Joe Dunmore. He's here. I see him.
Dunmore. My best friend in the whole wide world, Ryan Galloway, is here. What's going on, Ryan Galloway? Good to see you, man. Thanks a lot. Doggy Dog dropping a super chat early as always. Good evening, new panel and chat. Well, good evening to you, Doggy Dog. Shizno Elite. Jesse Darby, Monster 530. What's going on? Princess Zelda is in the house. How you doing? Kylo Milo. Oh man, we got a great crew. Iceman, LMH, my good buddy Ice, who we haven't played a game in forever. Ice, we gotta hit you up soon. Shizno Elite. Man, the best of the best is up here. Caper Grant is in the house. Yeah, my good buddy Caper. What's going on, brother? ACS Husk. I knew I heard the beer bottles rattle. What's happening, Husky? Man, great crew. Hopefully I caught up with everybody. Failed Pyromancer is here. What is going on, man? Good to see everybody. Fastback, our NLG brother is here. What's going on, Fastback? Yeah, we got to get those guys back on the show soon.
Chef Trouble's in the chat. Chef Trouble, there's laundry to fold. Okay, so I don't think you got time to be listening to the show right now. Thank you.
Yeah, all the doors unlocked there, Mag. All the kids are where they need to be.
She's off today.
Okay, there you go. So we should be okay. Mag is off the hook. All right, guys, let's get right into it. We got a couple of topics. Let's start with the old Steam Deck. It's been making a lot of noise this past week. I'm getting various thoughts on it. I see lots of people pre-ordering this damn thing. I have not, and I will not. I'll get to that in a minute. But I do want to find out what my panel thinks about this absolutely, well, I think it's a fabulous little device, but maybe everybody else has thoughts. Same in the chat. Want to know if you're excited about it, if you're not excited about it, how this thing could potentially be a game changer, or at least certainly be a legitimate contender. Let's talk about it, guys, and let's start. Floor is yours, either Mag or Titan. Whoever wants to jump in and talk on this first.
I'll just say a couple things, and I'll let Mag jump in.
Go for it, Titan.
So the Steam Deck, not for me. Just kind of like the Nintendo Switch is not for me. But I'm glad. Like, this is what Nintendo should have done. Welcome, Nintendo. This is the way you should have went, because guess what? It's weird. This thing is expensive as hell, and it's selling out like gangbusters. So, it's unfortunate, when freaking, I want to say Amazon, but it's unfortunate when Google Stadia came in. They were like, oh man, their whole business plan was, you're not going to have to pay for this fucking expensive ass console, and that's our whole market strategy. Well, it turns out people don't give a fuck about paying these, prices for these consoles. Like, you've got all these scalpers, and how many scalpers made out selling $1,000 PS5s or Series X's or whatever? It's like people apparently don't care. It's strange. I mean, I see that it makes a lot of common sense. It makes a lot of sense, right? Hey, don't pay this giant upfront, but gamers don't care about that. Gamers care more about the brand that they love, whether it be Xbox or PlayStation, and they don't care about shelling out that upfront money because they love that company. Like I love Xbox, like the things they've been doing over the years. It's weird, but yeah, I have, we all have our, our home team or whatever. And Google, like you can't just walk. That's why it's so hard in this gaming arena, because you can't just walk in and suddenly own everything. Even Microsoft, when they first started back in what year was it? 2001 or whatever it was. They didn't just simply walk in and own the place immediately. And look at how much money they've invested in it. I've seen a lot of articles this week, even about Bill Gates when Xbox first started. They were like, after this generation, is there going to be next generation? And Bill Gates was like, absolutely. Just because one generation, just because one generation doesn't make us money doesn't mean that the next one won't. We're going to be around until we make that a smart investment. That's why I love Xbox, man. They don't give a fuck about losing some money here in the short term. They're in it for the long haul. And that's what, you got to give it props to PlayStation too. They've been in it for a long time. Now, Steam has come out with some flops already, and that's scary, right? I'm sure a lot of people are kind of side-eyeing this thing when there's so much to worry about with that. And like, is this going to be another one? How much are they going to support this? Are they going to continually support it? Are they going to come out with new, iterations of it? And if you look online, there's actually a lot of really different options for mobile PC gaming. Like a lot. And there's more expensive options too. I saw one for like $1,000 that like would put this thing into the ground with a legitimate screen on it. So one of my biggest questions for the week was this thing going to be like a Game Pass, a proponent for Game Pass? And I saw a link and I tweeted out this week, and I said, this is what I needed to know, because you can install different operating systems. So this thing will be a Game Pass machine as well, which I'm sure Microsoft is really happy about. What do you guys think about those topic points? What do you think about those, Mag? Let me hear what you got to say.
To me, like I did a show on Friday with Boom and King David. And King David and I were talking about, shout out to King David, by the way, and to Boomstick, of course. We were talking about it, and I think we've come to the conclusion that this is literally a luxury item. This is not a need item, at least for me anyway. It's I want it, but like Titan said, and Noof, you know this, and I know you guys have been hear me crying about it for months or whatever, like the difference in price and whatever with the U.S. and Canada. It's
I'm here. Am I good?
You're good, man.
You're good.
You're in the house. We got you, Jesse.
Cool.
Welcome. But anyway, we'll get to you in just a second. Continue, Meg.
All right, so the three price points in Canada are like $600, $800, and $1,000. The $600 one, it's not even worth it because it's so bare bones. Like, what's the point? If you're going to dish out this cash, you want to go for at least the $800 or the $1,000 one, right? And
yeah, at least the mid-tier one. Yep.
Yeah, at least the mid-tier one. But at the end of the day, the thing is, I think if people are going to use it for Game Pass, why don't you just use your fucking phone?
Yeah,
for free.
Yeah,
because if you're already paying for Game Pass, whatever, like I have the S20, is it the S20, S21? I can't remember whichever one, whatever it was. It's the S20 something, the newest Samsung one. Okay, this thing's got a 4K screen. It's got 120 megahertz. Okay, so I can do 120 frames per second on this thing on a phone that is slightly smaller than this Steam Deck screen. What's the point? Right? And I don't play on Steam. Okay, I have a Steam account, but the only thing, now I will say this, the only thing I would ever use it for would be to download Steam VR games on it, because then from there I could wirelessly tether it to my Oculus Quest 2. Okay, so that I'd be able to play like what the hell is it called? Half-Life Alyx. I'd be able to play the Star Wars Squadrons VR games, stuff like that, like the VR games that we can't get on that we can't get on the Oculus by itself. But you can wirelessly tether it to your PC, and then basically it just feeds the signal. So your PC is doing all the work, right? And then the Oculus is just showing it essentially, right? So you could do that. But is that worth $800?
Yeah,
not really, not for me. Right. But I mean, for someone who's in the ecosystem, I can understand if you've got like thousands and thousands of Steam games in there and whatever else. You also have Game Pass. Fine, use it. You can also use it as an emulator for older games up to the PS3, if I'm not mistaken. That's great. However, I have everything that I need here. I have a PS5. I have multiple Xbox Series X's. Okay. I've got 2 Switches in the house, and I've got, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cell phones in this house and tablets.
Yeah.
I don't need to buy this thing. Like, it's not for me, and that's fine. Hey, you know what? I know a lot of other people in the community that I've spoken to, whatever, they've already got the pre-orders ready. They're all excited. That's great. Yeah. Just for me personally, the price point is just not worth it because I also don't travel. Where I work is literally 3 minutes from my house. What am I going to do? Play it while I'm fucking driving the 2 miles to my work? Like, it's not going to happen. Sorry, I had to say miles, so you Americans, you don't know what kilometers are. But anyways, you know what I'm saying. Like, what's a kilometer? Anyways, so to me, it's nothing for me, and I'm not really excited I'm excited for other people, and it's great. But, I mean, you got to admit, though, it is a pretty beastly little machine. I mean, this thing's got some specs on it. I'm not a tech guy, but I was like looking down like all the features and the specs, and I'm like, holy shit, man. This is basically like a high-end, borderline, like a high-end PC or a mid-range to high-end PC. That's crazy. Yeah. So, I mean, you could also dock it so that you could play it on a TV or whatever else. But here's the thing. If I'm going to dock it and play it on the TV, why don't I just turn on my Xbox? Right. Or why don't I just turn on my PS5, which is sitting right there? So I'm not going to buy something that's not going to offer me at least the different hardware that I'm interested in order to do it. For example, the only reason why I bent the knee to the Switches finally is because I wanted to play a couple of the Mario games and shit, right? And Zelda. Right. That's it. So I got those for those first party titles. Other than that, if Switch, for example, let's say Switch only had, third party titles and stuff that you can get in other places, I wouldn't buy it. Yeah. There really would be no need for it. So for me, it's a no-go. Like I said, what they're doing is impressive. I'm looking forward to seeing it in action. And but other than that, no. Like, to me, I kind of like equated it to like the Neo Geo handheld from like the 90s. You remember that fucking thing? Yeah. It was so expensive. And at the end of the day, I mean, a lot of people are talking right now, excited, but, is it going to sell tens of millions? I don't think so.
Mag, that's my biggest problem with this. My biggest problem is, who is their target audience? Is it the hardcore? Because the hardcore will search the internet for an even better and more expensive option. It's definitely not for the casuals. Only seen this marketed on Twitter.
But I'm hardcore, and I'm not getting it.
Is it for the PC fan base? Man, I got to tell you, I don't see many PC gamers leaving their gaming chairs anytime soon. You know what I mean? They love their rigs. You know, are they going to shell out this much money? Yeah. Are they going to shell out this much money for when they leave for a couple hours? That's another thing. The battery life. It's terrible.
Yeah. Well, it's very powerful, right? But at the same time, Titan, what you're saying there is basically how I started this whole conversation, is that it's a luxury item.
Yeah,
you've got expendable cash.
At the end of the day, this is a creative way for Steam to try to crack a market it potentially does not really have. And what I mean is the console-focused market, right? We've heard for the last couple of years the console community kind of say Nintendo is great and the Switch is neat, but it's not quite where it needs to be, right? Technically, it just can't play the latest and greatest games. People buy the Switch because they like Nintendo's games, but technically, it's certainly miles behind anything out there. This is a little bit more on par with like the PlayStation 4 if you look at some of the specs and stuff that come out of the box, and because like I said, Steam doesn't have to sell itself, because Steam's been around for how many years. It's got an established user base. People know what it is. So if you have a Steam account, you kind of know what you're getting when you step in there. This is kind of like, while it's kind of expensive, it's still sort of a cheap entry point to have a portable, PC powered device that doesn't rely on any sort of like gimmick or thing like that to run. It looks like it's a nice little piece of tech with a decent screen, and like I said, battery life and stuff could be questionable. So, I applaud where they're going with this. However, like Titan said, and we asked, who is this for? It's the hardcore. It's not going to directly compete with Nintendo. Nintendo Switch is still going to outsell this thing by a landslide. And the other thing is what do Steam plan to do in terms of exclusive sort of content to keep driving people to this device? Because
the problem with this, the reason why this is going to flop eventually, is because it's a niche of a niche of a niche of a niche thing, right?
Well, I mean, if you can sit down with your Xbox, if you're going to, like Mag said, if you're going to have it docked most of the time, then why wouldn't you just play your Xbox or PlayStation,
or PC?
Or PC. You're going to play those games, and they're going to probably look or play better on your native devices itself. So, like, really, what is the advantage other than the portability side of things? That's the question. And like if you're going to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla on the damn thing, then why wouldn't you just play it on your other device? Why spend that extra $800 or whatever the hell this thing's going to cost up here in Canada? That's the thing. And then you got to worry about the memory options. Like people are already saying, it's pointless to buy the 64 gig. But anyway, I'm going to shut up about it. Let's welcome Jesse Darby to the show. King Dave 1376. Welcome, man. Finally, great to have you here. Jesse Darby, if you guys are not aware, he's been a big fan of the show. He's been a friend of the show for a very long time. So welcome, Jesse. How are you? And tell us how you feel about the Steam Deck. Is it something you'd go out and buy?
I'm doing pretty good, but with me getting the Samsung Ultra S21, I don't think so, because I could just play it right on the phone if I want to go things.
Exactly. Is that the latest phone?
Yes, that's the latest Samsung, the Ultra S21.
Yeah, so it's got a pretty big screen and probably a half decent battery life as it is.
Oh yeah, that battery's real good.
I got to upgrade my phone, to think of it. So,
Jesse, now that you mentioned that was what I was saying too. Like, I've got the I found out I don't have the S21. I have the S20, whatever it is, S20 Plus. And yeah, I mean, I have a 4K 120 hertz screen.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's basically like it's basically like an OLED, for Christ's sake.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like an LG OLED. What's the difference? So why would I buy and the thing is, everybody's got a cell phone. Okay, everybody in one way or another, one capacity or another. Everybody's got a cell phone. So I could see this thing doing well, like Titan was saying, in a very niche of a niche of a niche. Community that are going to get it. I know a couple of guys that I do with Primetime Gaming. They all got it, but they're PC guys, and they're super pumped about it, and they love the tech, and they've got the expendable money to do so. And that's great, because I know one of them has a 3080, and the other one has a 3090, for Christ's sake. And then to have to spend another $1,000 on this, you got to really love it, right? But to me,
yeah. So Jesse, like, why do you think Steam even bothered to put this? This obviously a huge investment and a bit of a gamble for them. I mean, this thing could literally come out and tank right after the initial, the shock wears off, sort of the thing. So how do you feel about that?
I just figured they might have just thought about doing it because of Nintendo.
So like the market was ripe and they saw too much money from the portability.
They probably had their insiders and they're like, Nintendo, they send out their little spies to the Nintendo organization. And they're like, man, he comes back and reports. He's like, man, Nintendo, they are not making their Switch. They're not making it any better, guys. Let's jump on this.
And that's why I haven't even got a Switch yet, and they're on the shelves.
Nice. Well, yeah. So now, if obviously I've heard that there are ways that you can sort of jailbreak this thing and potentially put Game Pass on it. Is that a deal breaker?
No, it's not even like jailbreaking and Noof. Like jailbreaking is like, I think that's too harsh of a term because that's like voiding warranties and things like that. And
okay, I think you just install your own operating system or something.
Yeah, sure. What I've read so far sure sounds like this is very easy to do, to switch operating systems, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
They almost welcome it.
Does the ability to play Game Pass on this thing entice anybody to kind of go, yeah, maybe this is the portable I've always wanted now?
But if you can do that, why don't you just play it for free on your phone?
Well, yeah. Or do you think that
Xbox already thought this is why Xbox did not create a portable option? Yeah, I saw a lot of people say on Twitter, like they said, I wish Xbox made this. Well, Xbox did one better for you. They're allowing their shit on any fucking thing that you already own. Mm-hmm. And I've said this for like years now. There's going to be no better portable option than your cell phone, and everyone's got one. That's why Xbox just knocked this out of the park. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I was just playing the Medium on my cell phone through xCloud, and I ain't even got a Series X yet.
How was it, by the way?
It played pretty good.
Well, okay, yeah. And yeah, I've only played a little bit of that game. It did seem kind of slow, so I think that would be kind of like the type of game to play on xCloud too, because it's not like fast paced. You gotta
Well, like I could see like did you? I don't know if you guys have tried xCloud since they put the Series X server blades in there.
I haven't tried it at all.
Oh, dude, it is a night and day difference.
Really,
night and day. It loads in. It loads the same as you would like with the Series X. There's no loading times. It's just bang, you're like right into the game, and it even does quick resume. It even carries over the quick resume from your console to your phone.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. Like I tried it the other day. Eh? What's that, brother?
Impressive. He said he didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. No, it did do that because I tried it the other day with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I had suspended it on my Series X, right? Whatever, turned it off. And then I turned on my cell phone, and I couldn't believe it. First of all, there was no loading times. It just went bam right into the game. And this is from the console streaming. Okay, so it wasn't even the Game Pass app, but I mean it's the same thing. So I clicked on it, and it said right on my cell phone, quick resume, bang, right into the game, no loading.
Damn,
it loaded faster than a Switch game, for fuck's sake. So you know what I mean? Now they got competition, but I don't think that they're in competition. They're looking after two other markets. Like Steam is trying to do this to, for whatever purpose they're trying to do it for, which is great. There's an audience for it, obviously. But at the same time, and also don't forget, there's a lot of people out there who want to be in the PC realm, but can't afford a $4,000 PC, right? If you think about it. And so maybe they just want this as an option to be able to get into the Steam market, get into the PC ecosystem without having to blow the bank apart.
That's not much of a difference. A legitimate gaming PC, like I've got I think mine was like $900 to $1,000, and it's good enough, right? It runs. I downloaded Microsoft Flight Simulator on it. Looked great. I couldn't control the goddamn thing. I didn't. So I'm like, I'm just gonna wait for this shit to come to Xbox. but like. And that's only $300 more than the tier 2 version of this thing, which is the only one. You got to go tier 2 or better. The first tier is like, what are you even doing? It's like almost like, why did they even create this thing? It's just to get that low number in there or something.
That's right. Just to say starting at $399. It's a marketing point, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well,
like when you buy a car. starting at 22,000, and then
Oculus Quest did that too. You know, beta this in with the 64 gig at the cheap price, and then went up considerably for the next model.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, at the 64 gigs, I still haven't run out of space yet, and I've got like 30 games on there.
Yeah, I know the games are pretty small, and luckily,
it's
pretty good that way.
I mean, it's good that they're like sold out for the immediate future, right? Like their pre-orders, I heard, are like there's summer, like people can't get a hold of these things till 2022.
Yeah, well, I asked the chat that who ordered one to press 1 and who really could care less at the moment to press 2. We got a lot of 2s. Spider-Man says 2, Lupa 2, Doggy Dog 2, Chef Trouble says 2, so that's good for you there, Meg. Manuel A1. No secret Steam Deck showing up in the house. Where did this come from? Iceman says 2. Yeah, Bell Aries says 2. Monza says 2. So we obviously got a lot of people that are not overly impressed. Shizno did order one. It's good stuff, Shizno. Where do you feel the price point would be more attractive for you guys? Like I said, I think this, especially in Canada, it's a huge sticking factor because I don't want the 64. And the 64, what the mag in Canada is $499, correct?
Yeah, it's 600 with tax.
Yeah, well, for you guys, for sure. Your gas prices must be absolutely ludicrous too right now.
Oh yeah, they are.
Much like out here. But for me, like any more than $4.99 Canadian, and I'm just out. And like I said, I want to get. If I was going to get one, I'd like to get the biggest one, the 512, and that's just not happening.
Well, I think the price, and the thing is, I think the price point is pretty much as good as they could get it. Yeah, I think I was watching your Good Morning Xbox show, Noof, and you guys were talking about it, and someone said that
it's painful.
It was painful. Yeah, I remember that. That's a really good, and that's pretty foretelling. That like, man, they did what they could with the price point, and that
says the multi-billionaire. It was painful,
right?
Go fuck yourself.
It was painful. I'm gonna have to take every one of these. It was painful.
I'm worth $76 billion. It was fucking painful to take $100 off each console.
I'm not gonna double my investments right away.
Oh shit! All righty.
Ridiculous.
I don't know, guys. Any further? I mean, I don't. It's kind of like it's a popular topic, but really, what else is there to say? I mean, I guess the only other side of things is, like how is this going to play in with the scalpers again? Because we know what kind of fiasco we got with the Xbox Series X and the PS5, where scalping it's never been at a prime time high as we're seeing in this day and age, and hopefully they got a method set up in place with retailers to kind of nullify this, and hopefully retailers as well start seeing this shit actually on store shelves and not just a figment of our imaginations, because nothing drives the scalpers harder than, of course, sending people to online sites to buy everything. Like it'd be nice to go into a Walmart and actually be able to buy a Series X or PS5 off a freaking shelf for a change. You know, like that hasn't happened, at least not here yet. I haven't seen it. I have seen the Series S has been around at a few retailers. I have come across that actually a few times. Walk by and like, oh, Series S is there. That's cool. So yeah,
they actually put something. They put a policy in place that for the pre-orders. Yeah. To avoid the scalpers and the buy bots, you actually have to have a Steam account, and you have to have purchased a Steam game within the last month or so.
So now that's a nice one.
Yeah, so they did that on purpose to, avoid, the douche fucker up the road who buys 60 fucking PS5s and then sells them at $1,000 a piece out of his garage, right? So, that's so you have to have a Steam account. And you have to have it purchased at least a game within, I think it's between 30 and 90 days.
So what's up with all these Steam Decks that I'm seeing on eBay and places right now where they're asking like 1,000 plus for these things?
Well, it's probably just one.
Is that right? Just they're selling their pre-order for it? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Like, I mean, what I'm thinking it is that like, a lot of people have Steam, right? And they're like, I don't want it, but I'll sell it. Right. So then they could still buy one but they could sell. But here's the thing. They could sell one. They're not able to purchase multiple pre-orders, right? You could get one per person. So I mean, even if you like, I don't know, let's just say you make $1,000 off of it, to be like, all right, well, I could sell one. It's $1,000 I didn't have before. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you won't be able to buy 60 of them. You won't be able to buy 50 of them like they've been doing with the PS5s, more of the PS5s and the Series X's. And by the way, I think that was another thing. A lot of people are talking about like, oh, the PS5 is selling at an extraordinary rate. And I'm like, yeah, it broke records because each person was buying 50 units. So you know what I mean? And then they were reselling it for double that. So like, and that was this situation is unprecedented because of the fucking pandemic, right? But anyways, so back to the Steam Deck thing. Yeah, you could only purchase one at a time, and it has to be under those stipulations. So yes, you will see them on eBay. You will see them on whatever, Facebook Marketplace, whatever. But it's only going to be the dude who does it is only going to be able to buy that one.
Yeah,
because they can't stop you from reselling, right? The only thing they could do is they could pump the brakes on trying to get trying to get buy bots to buy multiple ones and keeping them out of the hands of gamers. So that's it.
How about those people that have multiple consoles? Everything just tanks and they can't sell them all. They start losing money. That'd be great.
It would be.
It'd be great, but it's probably not going to happen. Yeah. Anyway, let's kind of move the needle and let's get to another topic here. Let's jump in. Let's quickly catch up with the chat. Lady Foxfire, have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. Check out the show. Shizno Elite is hanging out with us. Sig Larson is here as well. Emmanuel A1 is back in the chat. Good to see Emmanuel. Crazy Greek dude is here. Axel 1324. My good morning Xbox brother is up in the chat. What's happening? Cable Grant hanging out with us as well. Sig Larson, Iceman's still here. Lupa's hanging out with us as well. Cyber Gunter, the doctor is in the house. I knew I smelled the doctor. All right, we're ready to go. Great people in the chat. Belt Airy, what's going on, everybody? Princess Zelda, thanks for being here. All right, let's move right along. Let's talk about Psychonauts 2. It is just a few more weeks away from hitting the store shelves or coming to Game Pass on day one. And yes, now I can play it day one without having to go out and splurge, which is fantastic. But anyway, I'm hearing some great praise about this game. I just bought the latest Game Informer, read the article on it, and it sounds like a lot of work and a lot of time has gone into this game. There's already some rumblings through the grapevine that this could be a potential Game of the Year contender. That sort of stuff. Why the ugh?
You'll see.
Okay, I'll let you take the floor. Of course, it'd get Game of the Year talk because it's not a Xbox exclusive, I'm sure, right? Because it's actually coming out on PlayStation. But anyway, I'm excited for the game. I really enjoyed the first game. Haven't played it in a very long time. However, I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see how it pans out. Of course, people are comparing it to Ratchet and Clank, and there is no comparison because they're different art styles. They're still platformers. But
totally apparently that's not even an acceptable, excuse or reason. I've seen that. Have you seen that? Like people saying that's not legitimate anymore.
Well, Ratchet and Clank has always gone for that Pixar CGI look. I mean, if you look at the original Psychonauts, that had a very specific, like flat Tim Burton-esque, like Picasso-ish kind of looking abstract art style. It's almost like a paper mache kind of thing, and just weird looking characters, weird worlds. That's the way the game is designed. It's not supposed to look ultra realistic, or it's totally different. But anyway, let's take the floor with this. And Titan, you might as well jump in since it sounds like you're chomping the bit here. So go for it.
The thing is, it's funny. Because when Sea of Thieves came out, Xbox got a ton of hate for having, quote unquote, cartoony games. Too many cartoony games, not enough realistic. But then when fucking Ratchet and Clank comes out, let's all fucking move the goalpost and let's turn this shit on a 180. And then you got people. I just got to get my hate out for these fucking idiots on Twitter, first off, before I even get to the fucking game.
Would you call those people psycho twats?
Yeah, for real. Good one. Psycho twats. I'm gonna remember that and fucking I'm gonna hashtag
that fucker.
Hashtag that shit and ping you on that for some fucking oh man. But yeah, and then they're comparing this to, like you said, Ratchet and Clank. They're comparing these two. It's not even somehow people think this is a fucking Xbox exclusive or something. Like they're like PlayStation fanboys are in such muddy waters. They're taking just fucking anything right now and comparing it to anything else, man. And it's so hilarious when you just look at the facts. I hope to God that when people get on Twitter and decide to follow someone, all right, let's say even if someone is ignorant and they jump on Twitter. It's their first day, and they follow the wrong douchebag that's a PlayStation fanboy, okay? I hope within a fucking week that they can see these fucking clowns and hit that fucking unfollow button. And it pisses me off because there's so many big Xbox YouTubers and things like that on Twitter that still follow these why do you follow these fucking people? Like, and that's why they're not dying off, is because they're getting, you know, even bad publicity is good publicity, on Twitter. I mean, because there's so many people that just want to hear what they want to hear, no matter if it's true or false or what, okay? And that shit has got to stop, man. Can we fucking stop that? Stop the monotony. All right.
Yeah, they just got to learn to keep that same energy.
Yeah, and they refuse to do so. And they compare apples to oranges. They're not even comparing like apples to oranges. They're comparing like apples to fucking spaceships or something that's so far on the other side of the world.
Meg, I hope Titan's not sitting in his bathtub right now because his water's boiling.
Yeah, we'd love to see that green soup he's in.
Went from dark green to light green in this motherfucker. But you know, I all right. If you said why the sigh or whatever, and I just want everyone that has played this game early to calm the fuck down, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Don't do what I'm doing right now. I'm getting hyped up. Calm the fuck down. You're playing this shit early. Calm the fuck down. We got parents over here calling it the Game of the Year contender. And this shit makes me angry because it's fucking Psychonauts 2, okay? This shit is not winning Game of the motherfucking any year, okay? Put this shit back in fucking a decade ago. It's not winning Game of the fucking year. That shit drives me nuts. They play any fucking thing, they get overhyped. It's like it's overhype is what it is. And it's like when people play something, oh man, I get to play this game early, it makes them feel better about themselves, and then it makes them feel better about the game. Like, I'm not saying the game is bad, right? I haven't played the fucking game. I'm sure it's good, but calm all of that shit down. Game of the year, my God, you played fucking 5 hours of the shit, which I've also heard like a few negative things about it too. Like, this shit's not winning Game of the Year, man. Calm all that shit down. Someone else fucking take over before I pass out. I need oxygen.
So far,
someone give me oxygen.
Of all the games I played this year, that would be my Game of the year would be It Takes Two, and that's a platformer.
I'm with you on that one,
It's fucking brilliant. I don't know when I played a platformer that was that ingenious. The way it meshes like actual cooperative stuff instead of just kind of feeling like it's forced. A lot of thought and ingenuity went into that game. That's insane. Assassin Lupa can attest to how fun and also frustrating at the same time that game could be, but it's amazing. But anyway, no, I don't want to talk about that. Let's get your guys' thoughts on it, Meg.
Yeah, man.
How do you feel about Psychonauts 2? I mean, obviously there's a little bit of a chirp going around about it. I mean, I'm excited for it. Whether it's going to be my game of the year, I have to play it first, obviously. But, if it's got a great story and great game mechanics and stuff, why not? But how do you feel about it?
Well, actually, it's funny. I actually spoke to Randall Thor last night. Shout out to Randall Thor, our good friend there. And he's already playing it right now, and I would imagine he's doing it.
Fuck down! I can feel his hype from over here.
Rand and Dealer, they're all playing it.
Yeah, they're all playing it. So obviously they're going to be doing a review on it. And from what he's saying, he said it is a magnificent game. That's all he said, though. He won't say anything else beyond that. Now, the thing is, the only thing that I could see now, you look at a game like Ratchet and Clank, right? Obviously people are going to make the comparison. They're coming out within months apart. They're both platformers. They're both like sort of, Pixar in style, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. Ratchet and Clank has had the same fucking story for 19 straight games. Okay? This is not a slight against the game. I'm talking about the story and how it brings you in. Yeah, sure, there's some funny jokes in there. But at the end of the day, what are you doing? You're fighting fucking Nefarious. You get the other fat guy in the green suit who's always fucking up and he's double-crossing you all the time because he wants the fame, whatever his name is. I always forget his damn name. The captain guy, right? And then it's the same fucking story. And then all it is that it's Ratchet and then Clank, and they're going off on some adventure, whatever. It's just, hey, Ratchet, we're going to go do it.
Let's get that Ratchet Clank.
Yeah, and it's like they do the same thing. great games. I actually, the 2016 one I got for free in the spring because it was part of the Sony stay-at-home initiative or whatever. I platinumed it. I love it. I actually platinumed the one before that, and I platinumed the one before that too. I love them all. I'm not paying $105 for this new one because I have a couple of friends in the community who platinumed it in 2 days. And I'm like, I ain't fucking playing a game that I can platinum in 2 days for $105. I'm waiting for that 50% discount. But anyways, but that's besides the point. The point is that when you're talking about a game of the year contender, it's got to grab you not only in gameplay, it's got to grab you in every other aspect of the game. And what I'm hearing and understanding about this game is that the story is very, very touching and deep. And also, not to use the word touching again, but it touches on a lot of social issues, okay, about mental health, something that hits very close home to me when it comes to like anxiety, people who have depression and shit like that. And basically what it is that it's touching on all these sort of, well, they're no longer sort of taboo subjects anymore. They're out in the open because people want to discuss these kind of things. Well, apparently the game it deals with all of these different things because what you're going into other people's minds to try and help fix them, right? If I'm not mistaken. And you're going through their psyches, like each level is like a psyche of a different person, this and that, whatever. And from what I am understanding, it's actually more than just a, jump here, jump there, jump here, jump there, do a spin fucking move. Apparently a lot of it is actually really, really, really emotional and is actually like, it really hits close to home for a lot of people. And it's supposed to be a very, very, very solid story in that respect. And like I said, when you're going for a game of the year kind of thing, if that can get to your soul, that's what grabs people. It's like a movie. You watch a movie, you could be like, all right, it's a good movie. Yeah, okay, Predator fights alien. They fucking hit each other. They decapitate a few humans. Call it a day. Big explosions, couple of roars, done. But then comes along a movie and it just grabs you by the balls, and you just can't fucking move. Because not only is it hit you visually, it's even the sound, the music, the soundtrack, and then of course the emotional involvement of the story, and then all of a sudden it starts tying right into you, touches your soul, touches your heart, makes you think about the movie 10 hours after you finished it. You can't go to sleep that night because you're sitting there thinking about the movie. Games do the same thing. And from what I'm hearing from people who are already playing it, even though they're not really saying too much, but I'm hearing from, I'm pulling out little, like little tidbits of information from each person that's playing it. And they're saying that it actually really is an emotional, touching story. Yeah. That does put it in game of the year category.
I applaud anything that Double Fine does simply because they're very different. Like they're not afraid to be different, and that's fantastic. Like every game they've ever made, it's always sort of bucks the trend, borrows things that are popular within gaming, but yet are not afraid to be outside of the box. And one of the biggest problems the original Psychonauts game had was that, well, back then Double Fine wasn't run by Microsoft or anybody else. I think the game was published by, I think it was Majesco, if I'm correct. It was like a very small publisher. The game had very limited releasing, and that was part of the problem. It kind of came out during a glut of other games. It was highly overlooked. A lot of people are just like now, I think it's 15 years or 12 years after the fact, kind of going back and rediscovering this little hidden little gem. And the story of Rasputin, or Raz for short, as it called. Like I said, Mag, some genius stuff, the way they play on the your mental state of mind, whether you're afraid or, those sorts of your confidence. And that's kind of what the game's about. You go inside the minds of these, what seem to be like sort of villains or something at the time, but you're actually helping them overcome their insecurities and different things within the game itself. Like I said, you got to applaud Double Fine for that. And obviously 6 years in the making. It's, there was a lot of reasons why the game didn't come out before. Then they made the VR thing for PSVR and a few other things. It was, what was it called? Psychonauts, Lost in the Mobius or some damn. It was like a little bit of a level. It's supposed to be like a continuation of the story, and this game picks up where that one sort of left off. So you gotta applaud that creativity, because we don't see much of that anymore. If anything, we're starting to see an industry overrun with copycats and Me Too's and the whole, everybody's doing the free to play games and everybody's doing the battle royale stuff all the time. So and platformers are not, they're not a dime a dozen anymore. They're few and far between. So hopefully this one's a good one. Jesse Darby, how about you, man? You any type of excitement for Psychonauts? How do you feel this game is going to get received? Anything you like about it or things you don't?
I don't know. I've never played the first one, but that's the greatness of Game Pass. I got a chance to play the first one before I played the second one.
Gotcha. So you can play the first one through Game Pass, am I correct?
Yeah, it's there now.
So there you go. Anybody plan to go back and check out the first game?
I heard it's a little bit rough around the edges. Because, I mean, let's face it, it's like, almost 20 years old at this point, or give or take.
Yeah,
so
it was the original Xbox.
Yeah, you don't have to play it. Tim Schafer's already said that the second game will have one of those video summaries at the start of Psychonauts 2 to kind of catch you up to speed on the story aspect.
Okay.
They'll probably have like a 5-minute intro or something.
Yeah. So Rhombus of Ruin. Thank you, Portal Player. Appreciate that.
I don't know, though. I think I would have to wait to play it before I say it's game of the year.
Yeah, and you can't play this goddamn thing for a few hours and start calling it game of the year just because you're a fucking early adopter of the fucking game, man.
I agree with that 100%.
I'm tired of seeing this overhype. And you know what? And there's a handful of people in the community that do it constantly that I've noticed. And it's like, I'm not going to take their fucking, their opinion on any games because I have a very, I like Smite. You can say what you want about me. I can even say that I have a different taste in gaming than a lot of people. I like a lot of simulators, not walking simulators, but I do like a lot of simulators. Like, throw me at the head of a business corporation, or I like building simulators. I like a lot of things like that. But I don't go out there and fucking call every game of the year, man. And it's like I'm seeing this more and more and more often, man. Like there was the one reply in this Twitter feed. He's like, yeah, man, I'll bet this will be game of the year, or maybe this game or this game. No shit, this person listed like 6 games and 2 he didn't even play yet. You're talking about game of the year. You didn't even play 2 of these games you're fucking recommending. Yeah. What the fuck are we what am I reading?
The question I asked to you, though, Titan, would Game of the Year even be in the conversation if this was a wholeheartedly Xbox exclusive game? That was another question that I asked.
No, good point.
It would probably be rated at 60.
It would be under the microscope 10 times more. And for some reason, like people are comparing it to Ratchet and Clank, and that would be I probably would hate Twitter if that was the case, because those comparisons would be nonstop. They're just the misinformed people out there are comparing these 2 games. But if that was the case, Noof, every fucking body would be doing it. And guess what? Guess the fuck which one would come out on top, because one looks better than the other. Never mind how fucking fat, how quickly you can beat one game or another, or throw everything else, throw the gameplay out of the window, throw the story out of the window. They would just see graphics versus graphics. And that's the facts. That's the motherfucking facts.
I think Shizno hits it on the head too in the chat, that to get this game out the door and complete it in the way that they want it, they had a little extra time, and they also had a little bit more of a budget thanks to being underneath the Xbox umbrella. I mean, you got to admit that when Double Fine was picked up by Xbox, a lot of people applauded that move. They're like, oh, that's a pretty genius move. Like this is a very creative team. Tim Schafer is definitely a very, a respected and very diverse, and, that sort of the creative mind, and you got to have that in your portfolio, right? And that's one thing that if Xbox, we can sit here and talk about their lack of the game of the years, but you can't really knock Xbox for not having a very diverse portfolio. Everything from multiplayer to racing to platforming to puzzles to RPGs. Like they almost got the gauntlet right now. It's insane.
You know what Double Fine reminds me? They remind me of like a smaller Rare. What do you think of that comparison? To me, they're like a smaller Rare.
Yeah. It's almost like an indie studio version of like Rare.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, when I think of a great Double Fine, it's usually a nice set of tits. Double Fine,
which we're allowed to go back to now.
Yes.
Okay. Can I just, you know what?
Go ahead.
Seeing that it's gaming after dark, I got to tell a story that I heard the other day. strip clubs finally opened here in Ontario, okay? And I didn't go. I was actually in bed, and I got a message. My brother and the doctor went out to a strip club, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm sure he's listening to this right now, pissing his pants. Maybe 2 o'clock in the morning. I get this text message from my brother, and it goes, "Quote of the night: You burnt my vagina. You poured it wrong." And I'm like, what the fuck did he do? So turns out the doctor, this is what I got from this, was trying to pour shots of liquor off of a stripper's ass into his mouth, and he poured it down her pussy. And the alcohol burned it. So doctor, I'm not going to say that you won, that you bring the comment back to sense. I'll leave that up to Titan. But God damn it, that is legendary. Sorry, I had to get that out.
Well, I guess you could literally say a nickname for her vagina was Liquor Puss.
How am I going to give him a comment back to sense award? He mixed up the front and the back door.
Oh, the doctor's in the chat. He's putting the emoji of his hands over his eyes. Yep.
Well, you know what they say. That's what happens when God created women. He put the outhouse too close to the snack bar.
Oh my God! Anybody thought that we were just going to talk about Psychonauts and fucking Steam Deck? Well, guess what, folks?
By
the way, Portal Player
After Dark. This is stuff you do not find on the average podcast, and probably never will. So,
Portal Player in the chat, do me a huge favor. Stick around to the end of the show.
That's right.
He's been coming after me a bit in the chat, so I don't know if it's playful banter or not, but Tony B does not play.
Oh yeah, wait till Tony Bologna comes out. Yeah, it is a different set of rules there, baby.
There are no rules.
Any further thoughts from you, Jesse, on the whole Psychonauts thing? I mean, are you going to obviously play this when it comes to Game Pass? Are you going to play the first one first, or does it really matter?
I'm going to try the first one. And if it's rough around the edges, like Meg says, I'm going to turn it off and play something else.
Fair enough. Awesome.
Well, it's coming to Game Pass, so I mean,
it is on Game Pass day one. No commitment.
There you go. If you're saving money, if you play that game,
absolutely, I'd buy.
Would you buy that game? Would you buy that game?
Fuck yeah,
you would.
Totally,
okay,
100%. I don't know if it'll be like an $80 game
for them.
Yeah, I think even if they sell a physical copy of the game, it's probably not like the full $89.99 or $79 in Canada. It's probably going to be like one of those $60 games, but I could be wrong there. So, okay. But anyway, yeah. Well, let's get to, hey, we're halfway through the show. So Shizno says, I'm buying it. Good stuff, Shizno. Good. I hope everybody does go out and support this game and shows Double Fine lots of love. And if you're not going to buy it physically and you got Game Pass, everybody needs to be playing it, like I said, and give your honest thoughts on it. It should be a good time. It is now that time of the show for Ask Arnold. So Arnold is on standby. I hope we got some questions from the chat and obviously from the panel. So have at her, guys. Arnold is ready to roll. What do you got for him?
Arnold, I got a quick question for you. Are you, seeing that you have tons of money, are you going to be buying the most expensive Steam Deck?
I wouldn't buy that Steam Deck with a 10-foot pole. Heck, I don't even like a Steam Dick. I don't want it at all. And the one that just don't see the point of it. I'm just going to hook it up to my TV. I already got all the consoles that hooked up to my TV. What do I want this for? It's just another battery sucker. You know what I mean? I just get the mate if I want another sucker. I don't need a console to do that. That's right, the Steam Deck. That's what we're going to call it, Steam Deck. Stick it in there. And I'm not really interested in this thing. It's a very overpriced piece of plastic. It's just that Gabe Newell is going around there. You know, he's promoting this thing because it's Steam, and everybody's got Steam out there, the PCs. You know, if I wanted to just buy a good PC, like, what do I need this thing for? You know, there's lots of little portables out there. Heck, I can go down the street and rent myself a midget hooker. So that's what they got there.
Hey, Arnie, have you ever mixed up the front and back door?
Of course. Sometimes when you got the lights out, you know, and you're flipping her around, you go to poke it in one hole, you end up in the next. And of course, the only thing is, there's a different feel, and most importantly, you hear the sound effects that come with it. Because when you're going in the right hole, whichever that right hole might be for you, for the doctor is something else. But when you're going in that hole, you know, when you hit the right hole, she's kind of like, oh. But when you hit the wrong hole, it's kind of like, you kind of hear that weird little yelp, unless you got lots of KY on the jelly stick. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to be pushing and rushing it in there. It's not like lifting weights. You got to put it down easy. You can't just barge in there and say, hello, motherfuckers, So take it easy. Watch the holes. Turn on the lights. Open your fucking eyes or sniff the shit.
Oh, my God.
Ooh-wee.
Oh, I don't know how to take this one there, Arnold, but I got one from Princess Zelda. She was the first in the chat to say one. It says, hey, Arnie, which personal weightlifting record are you more proud of? Your 298-pound clean and jerk record or your 243-pound snatch record?
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's a great question. I'm glad you brought it up. I don't know where you found that from, but I want to tell you this. It's always a bonus when you can clean and jerk it. Or when it's jerking it, it's clean. One of the two. You know what I mean? It's so hot out there right now. It's hard to get a good grip when you're doing the clean and jerk. You know what I mean? Everything's a little bit slippy. You got to put chalk on your fingertips, and then you got to grab hold of the bar really tight, and then you got to give it up and do it. Push it in there a little bit easier. Great question. Love it.
I'm still dying, man. I can't get over you saying I don't know where you found that.
Yeah. How many maids do you got in the bathtub right now with you, Arnold?
I've got as many as the bathtub can fit. So in my case, because I'm actually loaded, my tub is really big. So I've got the one on the left of me. I've got the one on the right. Say hello, girls. Now you give it one. Shut your hole. I don't want to hear you talk. You sit there and act like a good maid. I will get to you in a moment. Just make sure you got the right hole ready. Any more questions?
I'm trying to read the laugh emojis.
I am crying. I'm actually crying. Damn, dude, this is a really good one.
Axel's got some shit going on here. And Dreadpool.
Arnold. What do you think of that What do you think about that hypocrite Noof Nukem? He stopped sticking to his guns.
It's one of those great questions, and it's like you want to applaud him, but you also want to smack him because for so long he's been so stubborn. It's been his calling card. He's like the last guy, the last of the Mohicans, the last whatever it is, the last guy that we're gonna ever go in the digital realm. And then all of a sudden he turned scout. I don't know what happened. He went out and bought himself a motorcycle, and maybe he banged his head on the street. I don't know what the hell happened to him. Maybe, he swallowed a couple of bugs. I don't know. Or maybe his old lady got after him and said, you need to stop saving your money and you go get this Game Pass. I don't know what happened there. So, but at the same time, you kind of applaud him because at the same time, how many times have you heard me say that Noof Nukem, you're a freaking idiot? Like, why don't you get with the times, and get this Game Pass is great value. So it's you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. But he's always damned anyway, Noof Nukem.
I'm still taking credit for that, by the way. I don't care what anyone says.
Oh, come on. You can't take all the credit.
All right, I won't take all of it. I'm
actually,
taking 90% of it.
Hold on a second. You know what? You should take 99% because you know what? I never, ever, Noof, you got to admit this, man. I have never pressured him into Game Pass. I said, you do you, brother. But I would talk about it on the show, but I would never directly actually, because I know it pisses him off.
Dude.
So I would never push him. Titan, you're a scumbag, so you obviously pushed him.
I am. I actually feel like I'm a teenager again, like trying to get laid for the first time. Like, it's all right, Noof. Just try it out. Just try a little bit. I'm trying to smash Noof with Game Pass over here.
Hey man, like I said before, it had to happen probably eventually. It was one way or the other, And the thing was, I just renewed my Xbox Live Games of Gold, and that was another incentive. Is that when I did the conversion to Xbox, I'm paid up right until August of next year. So even that was a bonus. I was like, I don't even have to drop any subscription fees for the next fucking 13 months. So that's fantastic. So, and I get to play all these games. I know, like I said, that was a Back for Blood is coming out here, and I can't wait to play that. I've been watching people play this Dungeons and Dragons game they're playing on Game Pass, and I'm watching people playing all these games, and I'm sitting here going, well, if I want to play these games with my friends, I guess what? I got to go out and I got to shell $30 out here, $40 out here, $50 out here. Like right now, as I said, I did buy the bike. I got some insurance. I had a lot of bills this past month. I even sold my PS5 because I was so hard up for cash the last little while here. So there you go. So,
here's another way to look at it too. You love owning your stuff, your physical media, which is all good. But is it better to own, a little bit than to rent a ton? you could also look at it from that perspective too, like because they have so much on there and so much is going on there. That's like you got to look at it from that angle as well.
If you turned out to be like our brother Cerebral Paul is in the chat who had to move across the country down to Florida, like, those are times when you start thanking your damn lucky stars that you did go digital, because it's a heck of a lot easier to pack up 1 or 2 hard drives with some shit downloaded on them instead of 5 or 6 shelves of games. Can you imagine those guys that got those collections that you see on Twitter where they have like 5,000 games, and we're talking like the old heavy bulky cartridges and shit? Like, can you imagine if you moved houses, how long it would take to box it up and to like inventory tag it and all of that stuff? Like it almost gives you a nightmare. And I'm thinking my collection is very, very small compared to most, but it's still big enough that's like, damn, that's like suitcases full. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Hey Arnie, I got another one, a good one from Crispy Rambo here.
Yeah.
Says, Arnie, do I get extra gaming after dark points for smashing the wife with the show on in the background?
You're getting really good points, Fizz. Honestly, we should be sending you on the super chats. That is fantastic. You put the show on and you give it to your wife over and over, and you make her listen to Mag and you listen to Titan. I mean, the sound of Titan's voice alone when he's on the rants could give a lady orgasms, because of the vibrations. Remember Howard Stern in the movie when he had the girl sit on the speaker? This is what you want to do when Titan's talking. Sit on your big speaker, turn the bass up really high. When Titan gets on a rant, she'll be wet in her pants. Doggy Dog drops $1.99. Yeah, best podcast on YouTube, period. Wow, we love the love, Doggy Dog. Iceman drops $1.99. I'll take the credit. Here you go. More Game Pass. Then our good friend Mike Mullis from the original X-Slaving Gaming Podcast. This is to celebrate news crossover to the dark side with us digital peasants. Thanks, Mike. Greatly appreciate it. $5 in the super chat. Wow, the super chats are flowing in. Wicked chat up in here, man. Great stuff right there. Noof, did you trade your PS5 for that new Switch? No, I fucking did not. And there's no new Phenomics here. I actually sold it to my good buddy Ryan Galloway, who was in the chat earlier. So he bought it from me. I give him a good price on it. Everybody's happy at the end of the day. I'll get another one. Don't worry. I'm not PS5 list forever, but I just don't really need it right now. There's just not enough for me to kind of. DJ Berto, DOS is in the house, and he drops $1 in the super chat. Thank you, DJ Berto. Good to see you here. Judah144 is in the house. Says Arnold kills me. Good stuff right there, guys. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's move along, shall we? Good. All right.
Yeah. You got all the super chats?
This is Crispy Rambo. My wife just looked at me and said, "We really?" That's what that pertains to. Oh shit. Great, guys. I'm glad everybody has a good laugh. This has been an epic show so far tonight. We're not even done yet. Don't worry, there's more to come. Yeah, Ryan says thanks again. It works great. Well, that's good. That's good to know, Ryan Galloway. And if you're lonely, you just turn that vibration up real heavy on that controller, and fun things could happen. You never know. Don't worry, I didn't try it.
Yeah, Mrs. Rambo, don't knock it till you tried it.
The PS5 controller with the blowing it.
That's right. You can blow in it. Make that little Astrobot move. Oh my God. DJ Berta Toss, he drops $2 and comes back and says that $1 is for Game Pass. New first month on me. Well, is that how we're doing this now? Is we're doing the Game Pass the Cheers, the Game Pass edition up in here? Oh shit, there you go. My buddy Ryan Galloway, yeah, he'll be like blowing into that controller now and be like causing himself some kind of asthma attacks or some damn thing. Now, if only the controller blew back.
Be nice.
Don't give Sony any ideas. They will try it.
Be their best idea in years.
And they'll remaster it 3 times too.
It's perfect.
He said it was good to know the controller is good for more than one thing. Yeah, I say that about my wife all the time.
Can you imagine that? They're like, nice. Can you imagine they're like, guys, we don't have any games coming this fall, but you can get a blowjob from the controller. Hey, perfect. I'm in.
How do you have so many games? Xbox doesn't have any games. I don't know. That's the mystery question, isn't it?
It is a mystery, isn't it?
Yes. All right, let's get down to our next topic of the night. We got so many. What the hell is this? I'm fucking going to click on my message. Get some terms of service policy shit. All right, let's. What the hell? Where did I go? Got them all over the place here tonight, guys. All right, let's catch up with it here. All right, next topic. Let's talk about this one, and then we're going to bring in Drago's Corner. So Ubisoft unveils a new free-to-play shooter, XDefiant. Of course, they were teasing us for a day or two, and everybody's kind of getting excited. What could it be? What could it be? Looks like a new free-to-play first-person shooter. 6v6, I think it is, something like that. So how do you guys feel about what Ubisoft showed off? Is it something you're excited for? Is it something you'd rather forget? And do you think that this free-to-play model, which we're seeing more of all the time, is going to be essentially a downfall of modern gaming? And I don't mean that, gaming's dead, but like, we're going to see more and more of these copycat games which flood the market. We're going to see the audience is basically diluted from consoles, from PCs, that sort of thing. Everybody's trying to be the next Call of Duty, the next Me Too, the next PUBG, whatever it is. How do you feel about this one? I saw some video on it, and it didn't exactly blow me away. Let's start with the mag on this one, since I know he's tied in with Ubisoft and stuff. Where do you stand on? Let's get the super chat first. Assassin Lupus, she drops $5 in there. She says, "This is for you, Noof. I knew we would eventually cave." Oh, the love and support. Look at that. Oh, thanks you, Lupa. Appreciate that. All right, go ahead, Meg.
I got to tiptoe around this a little bit. I will be getting access to this before you guys do. But
well, then don't call it game of the fucking year.
Titan, you better. You and Portal player better calm down tonight. I must have ruffled his fucking vagina feathers or something, because I said that the last 17 Ratchet and Clanks were the same fucking story. But anyway, that's another story. But not Titan's going crazy. You know what, Titan? I hope it wins Game of the Year now. Okay. And you know what I'll do? Wherever the fuck you live, I will bike down there. I won't even fly. I'll ride my bike to your house, throw eggs at it, and ride my bike all the way back up to Toronto.
Throw eggs at it.
Okay. Anyways, enough of that.
Shit.
As for this, okay, what they're going for here? I mean, it's kind of like a shot in the dark. They're trying to go for like that whole Fortnite. I mean, look what's going on this fall, okay? Mm-hmm. This is where it's going to get complicated for this company, for this game in particular. Look what you're going against. Never mind the game itself. Look what you're going against. You're going against a new Warzone map because from what I'm understanding, okay, guys, look, it's almost August. We don't even know what the next Call of Duty's name is yet. That is fucking unprecedented. And what we've heard behind the scenes is that it's an absolute shit show over there at Activision for this year's Call of Duty. Okay, and that's not just me talking out of my ass. We're talking to people on the inside who've said the same thing. It is an absolute development hell, and from the word is they're going into like DEFCON 5 now because whatever. It's like it's a disaster. So, anyways, but it doesn't matter because they got Warzone, and Warzone has tens of millions of people playing that game or whatever, right? And that's free to play. And they're going to release a new map. Fortnite, free to play, one of the biggest games in the world. They're releasing a new season in the fall, right in time for all of this other shenanigans going on. Then you've got Halo Infinite, free to play, going on at the same time as all of this. Then you've got Apex Legends with a new season coming in at the same time as all of this. What chance does Ubisoft really have here? Going against all of that? Not much. So the thing is, unless this game really somehow miraculously grabs people by the balls right away, it's not going to have much of a chance, at least at the beginning. Now, the thing is, if the game turns out to be good, it may have legs later on down the line. Like, look, for example, who in a million years would have thought that Rainbow Six that came out how many years ago now has like 60 million concurrent players? Would you ever have believed that? I would have believed that. I played that game. It's clunky. I don't like it. The graphics are meh. I understand, the gameplay is okay. It's kind of cool. I like the concept of it, but it's not a great fucking game. To me, it's like the same as, I hope I ruffle some PC players' feathers tonight. CSGO is a piece of shit. How do you guys still play that fucking thing? It looks like the goddamn James Bond, what is it called? The Golden Eye game from like 99. Everybody's still playing this fucking thing. Jesus Christ. Get a new game, guys. Anyways, that's besides the point. Again, it's almost like Tony Bologna's coming out early. But I got to tell you something. It's that this game may not have much of a chance going up against all of these games. So what I think is going to happen, now I know that there's going to be a closed beta for whoever was invited on August 5th. I will be playing it probably about a week before, about a week before. So very soon. And then I think what they're going to do is going to delay it because they did not give a release date. So what I think is they're going to do is that I think a good idea would have been released somewhere around February or March with this game, right? To get away from all of that mess that's going on in the fall, right? That's competition you can't fight against. And this is a new IP. Yes, okay, obviously it's Ubisoft. They have, they're established, one of the biggest development teams, development companies in the entire world. But you're going up against that. Never mind, you will also be going up against Call of Duty and Battlefield 2042. So as it stood, I saw it. I'm like, all right, it looks okay. Didn't look terrible. Didn't look great. It didn't really make my, the wiener in my pants move too much. Okay, but I was just like, all right, well, we'll see what happens. The key is with these free-to-play games is that they won't do anything until you get it in your hands. You can't say it's not going to be good until you play it. If you just looked at Fortnite when it first came out, would you have thought that it would be a worldwide phenomenon? Not a chance. Okay, because I remember seeing it, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Who's going to play this? And then 2 years later, it's the biggest game in the entire world. This might happen with this too. You can't count it out. No, you can't count it out. You can't give this. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. Okay? Obi-Wan Kenobi said it himself.
Yeah.
Leave it open to interpretation. You never know what's going to happen. Let them do their thing. Give it a chance. Even this Assassin's Creed like online game that they're working on. By the way, guys, that's not going to interfere with their main series. Okay? So don't get your panties all in a knot about that either. Okay, so that's just a side experiment, whatever. If it takes off, it takes off. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So as for what I saw, like I said, it looks decent. It kind of reminds me of what the fuck is that game that I don't like? Overwatch. Kind of reminds me like a free-to-play Overwatch with not the same budget. But that kind of idea, like a 6v6 kind of thing and whatever, and almost like arena sort of style, first-person shooter, whatever. But anyways, I will remain optimistic as for how it turns out or whatever else, but I say my gut instinct, and from what I know, I would say don't expect it in 2021. Look for it in like the February, March of 2022, and it'd be really interesting to see where it goes, man. I'd be really interested to see where this is going to head and how gamers actually, if they gravitate to it at all, or if they just pick it up for like one day and they just let it go like that Xbox game with the guys. What was that one that came out? The not free to play, the one on Game Pass with the fucking skateboards and shit. I think Ninja Theory made it. Anyone remember that one? It died really fast.
Skateboards.
Yeah, it was like a melee like sort of like battle royale like arena shooter thing.
Bleeding Edge.
Bleeding Edge. Or this might go the way of Bleeding Edge, which didn't work out, right? People played it for a couple times, they're like, "Nyeh," and they move on. So that might be the same thing, or it could be the next Fortnite. But stay tuned, folks.
I'd like it a lot better if it was called Sex Defiant instead of XDefiant.
Yeah, no kidding. It's a strange name for a game. You should have called it something more badass.
Nobody got to tie Tom Clancy's name to all these games either, because
well, anyway. That's how they do it.
Let's get to the rest of the panel and our guests. But before we do, let's catch up with a super chat that apparently I missed a little bit earlier. And this comes from our good friend of the show, Dreadpool. He drops $5. It says, Noof Nukem, going to Game Pass is like Arnold and Sly coming out of the closet as a couple. Wow. He went deep on that one. I will not come out of the closet for you, Dreadpool. No. You shave your beard. Shave your beard. Do it. All right. Let's get Jesse Darby's take on this, then we'll get tight. Another super chat?
Yeah.
Sorry, geez, I'm full of coughs and sneezes. Oh yeah, the doctor drops $2 in the super chat. Cletus, Assman, or Boom Man, Fiddly Diddly. Great question. Cletus, you got a question there, buddy. Can you come in here and answer it?
Well, hey, Fiddly Diddly. First, before I answer that question from the doctor, I got to say, King Darby or Jesse Darby, you're the man. I love the fact that Jesse Darby's had my back since like day one. He's in my corner, and I hope that Jesse Darby kicks Titan's asshole tonight. I hope he kicks his asshole so good in Titan Drago's corner that shoe gets lost up in there, and the next time that Titan spits, he's gonna have laces in his teeth looking at. Yep, that's what we're gonna do here. So fiddly diddly that, and let me tell you, Ash Man and Boot Man. Oh god damn! It really depends.
He's already got a shoe up his ass. It's Tony's.
It is. He's got it up. He's had it in for weeks. He got Tony Baloney's shoe in his ass, the size of probably 11 boot, I'd say. But he says, ask man or boot man, what I kind of like some boat. The doctor really depends on the angle. You know what I mean? Like, because boy, like you can have the best of both worlds. She got a big ass booty, but she got some big old goat hangers on her. You know, hanging down, you can fiddly diddly grab a little handful underneath, you know, and tug and slug, baby. That's how it is. Yeah, I like it, you know. But when she's as flat as my grandmama's pancakes, man, Jesus, you got to work fucking hard at that shit. I really don't know. The pig's got more tits than some of them women that I've been with, let me tell you. So I kind of like some boats. I leaned a little bit more on the titties because I like a little dribble and fiddle. But yeah, let's do it. Good question,
Nice.
doctor. Yeah.
Wow. You earned that $2 tonight. Jesus.
The goat hanger.
Princess Zelda put a goat in the chat.
Oh, shit. Go ahead, Jesse. How do you feel about XDefiant?
I'll say no comment.
Okay, Titan, what do you think?
Plead the fifth.
Please, he's pleading the fifth. You know what? I'm not going to plead the fifth on this one because to me, like, if you could copy COD and eliminate the cheating and the hacks, I want to see it. Bring it. I want to see it because you know what, Mag, and I also got Mag.
There you go, Mag. It's not time
Did
for
you
Tony
just
Baloney
say
yet.
fucking? It's got to compete with a fucking new Warzone map. Even Dr. Disrespect is tweeting out, asking Activision, what the fuck are they doing? He's stopping what he's doing. He's stopping a stream and simply asking Activision. He's like, what are we doing? What's going on with this game? You know, he like asked him 3 different ways. And Mag also said the next COD is a shit show. So, but guess what? The fucking current COD, like Modern Warfare, is a shit show as well. It's been hacked by like 30% of its player base. They cannot stop it. They can't stop it. Not only can they not stop the hacking, this is what drove me away. The hacking and the game-breaking glitches that somehow a new one presents itself every week. It's like they fix one fucking game-breaking glitch and it creates another one some fucking how. Somehow they coded that piece of and it's hard for me to say this, a piece of shit game because I love that game so much. But if they could just get the like it's like it's Modern Warfare is like this amazing mansion that was built on a fucking sewer plantation or something, you know, and it's sinking into its own shit. You got to lay the good foundation first, and they didn't do it, right? They just did not build this game with a solid foundation. So I fucking hope to God that that's what's taking. I don't think it is, but I hope to God that they learn from it and that like they got to eliminate this. I can't believe this is still happening, man. For I can't tell you how many hours of Call of Duty I've played in my lifetime. It's astronomical. But for it to be so bad to push me away, it's like, man, alive.
Yeah, I know what it
hurts my feelings. But you know what? I also want to know, where's my buddy ACS Husk at? Because
he was here earlier.
Yeah, I know he was one of them. And I think maybe Axel, maybe. I'm not sure. I think it was Axel. But who else was having, wet dreams of Splinter Cell? That's who I want to know. Who's out there that was because we know we heard about.
It just baffles me because they're sitting on a gold mine in Splinter Cell. The fans have been crying for years. I mean, the diehards really want this game. I really want a Splinter Cell. I mean, I think if they announce it, people are going to go absolutely berserk. And yet they'll make everything but Splinter Cell. They'll put the character in like everything but a Cracker Jack box at this point, but they just will not make a game. And I don't know why. What is the hold up? Why they refuse to do a Splinter Cell is beyond me. I don't know if it's a hang up because they can't get Michael Ironside or I don't know what the deal is, but the unfortunate part is when it came to the last Splinter Cell, it came out at the end of the last generation, right? Just as the new consoles were coming in. Of course, Michael Ironside did not reprise his role as Sam Fisher. The Splinter Cell before Blacklist was Conviction, which was kind of met with sort of a whole hum response because they really changed the way that franchise went. And I loved Conviction. I really did. I thought it was amazing, but of course he didn't have his trademark green goggles, and like the game was a lot better in some ways, but some people thought it was worse because it didn't feel as much like Splinter Cell anymore. They tried something new. Perhaps it failed, perhaps it did. Depends on your way. Like I said, I loved Conviction. I thought it was awesome. I love that whole targeting aspect. But anyway, like I said, Sam Fisher deserves to come back. I think the fans would agree. If you can make 7 or 8 Assassin's Creed games in the run of a couple of years, why can you not make at least one Splinter Cell? You didn't make one a whole generation of consoles. Xbox One and PS4, you not one. Just think about that. That's what just drives me nuts. But yet you can go out and make this free to play this and free to play that, and you can invest millions into this Rainbow Six game that honestly I could give a rat's ass for as well. Like honestly, it's not even close to the Rainbow Six that I remember. It's certainly not like the Vegas games. It's good in its own right, but it's just like I could take it or leave it. Anyway, let's catch up with the super chats. We have another one coming in from Dreadpool. He drops $5 and says, Jesse Darby is going to kick Titan Drago's ass like a stripper getting a shot poured down her ass, burning her pussy. And then DJ Bernados comes back with another $2, and I guess I'm going to have to read this like Cletus.
Yeah, boy, yeah, we got her. There we go. Well, hey, I'll see you next week.
Thanks, man. He comes in $4.99. Yes, I'll wet my pants if they ever make a Splinter Cell game. It's been too damn long, guys. Amen. Preaching to the choir. All right.
Well, you got people saying in the chat, it's coming, it's coming. How many years? Like, all right, maybe it will come down the line, but my God, how many years? Like, man, you guys are like the people at the casino that fucking. They're like,
dude,
I just played red 8 times in a row and it hit black 8 times in a row. It's gotta come. It's gotta come.
Titan, a dead porn star can come faster than Splinter Cell.
I think it's dead. I think it's dead, man, and I want it bad.
We all want it, man. Like, that's the thing. There's enough of us out there like asking for this game. It's not like it's 5 fucking people. It's like literally hundreds of thousands of people would buy this game in a heartbeat and would support it in a big way. So bring it, Ubisoft, and make people happy, for fuck's sakes. You got like, this is not one of those companies that needs like the money like other companies do. Like, they're one of the biggest publishers outside of EA and Activision, and it's almost like it's like a crime to make a game that fans actually want, like something we're asking for, and not stuff that just shows up out of the blue. Here's XDefiant, here's C Crazy Krispy Kreme. Like, who the fuck, like, give us some.
Did you see that quoted tweet that they said? Did you see that part where it said because this is a free to play game, first person shooter, and they said that only 20% of their games were games like free to play games. They like sent out a tweet just letting the public know that they're not going completely free to play games and they're not changing everything about what they're doing. They said 80% of the games that they're making are the standard, what fans are used to. It's not the free to play stuff. It was like a damage control tweet. It really was. And it's like 80% of those games. All right, well, let's start naming some of those 80% of games, right, Noof?
Mm-hmm.
How many of those games are Assassin's Creed? Where's Sam Fisher? Like, is he in those 80% of games? Because 80%, that is a fucking large number. And when you're a developer this big, you can create a lot of games at one time, It's just, their words seem kind of hollow to me. What about you?
I don't know what to believe anymore, man. Spider-Man in the chat says no one buys Splinter Cell. Well, I don't know. I tend to disagree. Perhaps their numbers went down a little bit with the last couple of games.
Hit the floor last, yeah.
But does that mean you give up on a franchise? Every franchise has the ability to stumble. They can't all be like absolute hits, and a lot of sometimes it depends on the timing or the marketing. It's not just about whether you got a great game. Sometimes you can have the best game in the world and it doesn't sell that good at all. Or you can have a terrible ass game and sell boatloads. Like, we talk about Overwatch. What the fuck was so great about Overwatch? But yet everybody played the shit out of it, sold millions of copies, became like a game of the year for a fucking multiplayer game. this is what I'm saying. It's like you kind of got to catch the market when it's right. But you know what? At least they like when it came to Rainbow Six, they brought Rainbow Six Siege out, and that game came out to whole hum response, and most people didn't buy that out of the gate. But guess what? Kudos to Ubisoft in that, and they didn't give up on it. They stuck with it, kept improving the game, kept adding to it, and now the game is actually a pretty big hit, and people have been buying it. Like, this is what I'm saying. So, but then again, they designed it as a games as a service. Splinter Cell doesn't really have that in its nature by design. So, it could, but hopefully it's not. I mean, we want a great story-based Sam Fisher, Tom Clancy style novel with one of the best video game characters, right?
And they're probably trying to figure out what type of game they want to make and what modes they want to put in it, because the hot topic is, the hot BR. And if they throw that in there, I know a lot of fans are not going to like that. Mm-hmm. Probably you too, Noof. You probably won't want that junk in there anywhere near.
I don't want no junk in Tom Clancy. I don't know fuzzy bumper baby bunkers or whatever the fuck. I don't want no fucking pink gauntlet pantyhose underwear shit. Fucking fuzzy ass guns, like, just give me Sam Fisher, some cool ass weapons, and some damn ass awesome stealth. That's all I want. Yeah,
it's all about the stealth for you, eh?
That's it. It's about going in slow. Arnold said it earlier, man. Find the right hole and take control. That's what you got to do. Grease it before you release it, baby.
Jesus.
You've had so many rhyming one-liners tonight, I've lost count.
Oh yes, indeed. All right, let's get over to 9:32, at least in my neck of the woods, and it is time for Drago's Corner making its triumphant return. And tonight in the corner one is the newcomer, live from the podcast chats, making his debut is Jesse Darby. Hooray!
All right, here we go.
The on and off champ, who's got 2 wins underneath his belt, I do believe, is Mr. Titan Drago himself, Titan Drago.
That's right. Let's hear those chats now. Let's go, chat. Let me get them claps in the chat. Let me get some claps.
Who's had more L's in the recent months than Sony PlayStation?
The dead corner.
So we're gonna let our guest take the floor since Titan needs a little bit of ammo, I guess, to go on. Titan, he doesn't know you so well. So Jesse, the floor is yours. You're gonna have a chance to take a crack at Drago. Go for it, man. Light him up.
Drago. Hey, Drago, I got a question for you.
All right.
When are you going to get Tony's boot out your ass so we can bronze it and put it on his shelf and then get a plaque say, here lies Drago's Corner?
Oh, good start. Titan?
Drago, he's speechless already. Look.
I mean, you want me to answer that question? You're going to have to change that plaque up, because next time I verse that clown, it's going to be a whole new fight, let me tell you.
Oh, wait,
what else you got, Jesse? Come on, bring it, buddy.
I heard that you were over at Tony's alter ego's house under the hot tub trying to collect the water so you could sell it on eBay for a nickel to get your new teacher's license.
No, man. Hey, we all know I make my own bath water over here, man. I don't need that frauds. Calm that shit down. I make my own, man. Homebred bath water. He can't make it green anyways.
You sure you just ain't making bath water out of Smite?
Smite. Good one. You always gotta have everyone's gotta have a Smite joke about Titan.
Well, no doubt, eh?
Any punches there, Mr. Drago?
Well, the thing is, it's like, I joined the show in the chat last week, and everyone's like, "Oh, Titan's scared of Jesse. Oh, come on, spare me, guys. Come on. Sorry, guys. Like, I'm not Darby over here. I got more places to go than the bathroom and the psychiatrist, okay?"
Oh. All right, let's call it the end of round one, guys. Who do you think takes the first round? Is it the newcomer, Mr. Jesse Darby, or did Titan bring enough common back to the sense room here?
Put round 1 in the chat and then
round
start counting
one,
up.
round 1, guys. Again, that's 1 for Jesse. Or no, put down Jesse. Or 2
Jesse
for
or
just
Titan.
Jesse or
Jesse
Titan.
or Titan,
Jesse or
yeah.
Titan, right there, guys. Jesse or Titan. Round 1. It's in the chat. Let's see him coming. Make it easy for us to count here. Let's go. Let's get those votes coming. We got Ice as newcomers. So 2 for Jesse, 3 for Jesse, 4 for Jesse, 5 for Jesse, 6 for Jesse, 7 for Jesse, 8 for Jesse.
Done.
Oh, wow.
Princess Zelda, you fraud.
1 for Titan, 9 for Jesse, 10 for Jesse.
No, it's over.
Titan. Yeah, it's definitely
It's
Jesse.
over.
That's all right. That's all right because you know what? I was just putting my gloves on in that round. I got kind of surprised
on Tony's floor earlier.
Start round 2.
What the fuck your name is over there? Fucking get your name right first before you come into my corner, motherfucker. We're starting round 2 because I can't believe how fast
round 2.
Come on, how fast round 1 ended. I was just putting on my boxing gloves, man.
Go ahead, I'm falling asleep over here.
There you go, Drago. You have at her, man. You started up.
Freaking falling asleep laying in that psychiatrist chair over there. You know what? Jesse's gonna have a whole new slew of abuse topics when this is all said and done. Freaking, you know, I gotta start this out. You know, Jesse loves gaming. You know, we all do. But Jesse, I know, loves it for different reasons. You know what? Noof, you said I didn't know a lot about him, but I found a little bit about him. He loves gaming, but it's for different reasons than all of us. You know what? Let's start out with some facts here. Loading times, you know, they get faster and faster, and they make his time in the sack look less pathetic.
Not bad.
Let's think of some other ways here. Joysticks, you know, they've gotten shorter and shorter over the time. Makes him feel better about his own joystick and his pants. All right. Hey, Jesse, remember how depressed you were when an arcade stick made you look miniature, man?
Oh.
Too bad the directional pad doesn't show you where to put it, eh, Darby? Darby's still mixing up the front and back door on a daily basis.
Wow. Okay.
Titan going deep on that. The dick jokes.
All right, it's all right. I ain't done yet.
You
done?
You're more than
You
done,
done?
You're more than done.
No, you ain't.
You're
No,
limp
I
over
ain't.
there. You're
I
already
got one
limp.
for you. Hey, tell me why when I went on a field trip and I went to your school and I asked the principal to take me to your class, he took me to the janitor's closet.
Jesse Darby. It sounds like Dobby from Harry Potter. Don't it sound like Dobby? You guys remember Dobby from Harry Potter?
Dobby.
The little slave.
Hey, Papa.
Yeah, he got the same package size too as that motherfucker. Jesse, you love the PS5, don't you, man? It's the only thing that underperforms as much as you do.
Oh, Jesus. That was a haymaker.
I overperformed because your wife told me last week when I was done after playing Gears with Crispy Bomb.
Round 2 is over.
All right, let's
call it.
Round 2, guys. Jesse or Titan on that one. Round 2. Jesse or Titan. Type it in the chat.
Oh, damn Titan.
Yeah. Got to say, that was one of Titan's best rounds in a while. I got to give him that one. Yeah, we got some Titans coming in. Titan.
Hey, we got, you know what? We finally got some, like, I feel like the chat is doing a really good job this week on saying who actually won. You know, I got to give him round 1. Got to give me round 2.
Yeah,
I'm calling it there.
Yeah,
that's like 14 in a row.
Yeah, when you get a big landslide, you don't need to get to the bottom of the hill. It's coming down fast. All right, let's do. Here we go.
What do you know? Another rubberneck in Titan's corner.
All right, round 3, and Jesse.
Hold on. You know what? Everyone always makes fun of me for losing in my own corner, but you know what? Every goddamn fight goes to 3 rounds with me. You ever know that's that, Jesse?
That is pretty true.
We've already gone longer than Jesse lasts in the sack.
Okay, there it is.
Well, it looks like Titan's already started round 3. Go ahead, Jesse.
Hey, Titan, you always come with the low blows because all you know how to do is eat the coochie. When you give it to your wife every night, she's just there dreaming about Tony and being in a hot tub with him.
Jesse still thinks FPS stands for fucks per session. Hey, you know what? I'll give this to Jesse, everybody.
He does have one. Psychiatrist told you last week after I came out the office and told him you were never born.
Wait, what? I was never born. I'm sitting here raping you in the ass right now. What are you talking about?
But wait a minute, though. But Cletus has got you on his shelf. You're molded into a dildo for his sister.
It's a lot bigger than what he'd be molding you as.
And when she was done, she said she didn't get no pleasure. She'd rather go get a real man and get with Tony's cousin.
Well, Jesse's no one's molding you into a dildo because no one wants a 1-inch stick, all right? Hey. But I'll give Jesse.
Who do you think gave Tony his game? He learned it from Bishop Don Juan, Magic Bishop Don Juan, right? That was a real pimp. You don't even. I wouldn't even put my kids in your home school. I'd take them out and homeschool them.
Jesse, you gotta quit cutting me off, man. I'm trying to give you a compliment over here because you know what? You have one impressive stat, man.
Compliments are out the window. They were gone a long time ago.
Hey, man, I can give even a compliment in my corner. You know what? You've got one impressive stat, and that's, your FPS. FAPS per second. And if you don't know what FAPS is, it's the speed at which one masturbates, okay? So props on your FAPS, Darby. When Jesse isn't trying to button smash his little Joy-Con over there and increase his FAPS, he loves the PS5, don't you, Darby?
Oh, no, man. My ex-girlfriend's a stalker. She couldn't get enough of me, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, dude, let me tell you why. I know, Darby. I know because, the PS5... I made her
squirt so much I wouldn't have to sell bathwater. I could sell her squirters.
I'll tell you, I know
you
why
would probably be first in line to buy one.
He loves the PS5 because it runs hot and has a little empty drive in the back, liquid metal for lube. Darby's found a special something. Jesse's the number one enter in the in the PlayStation game, buddy. They keep denying his requests when all the positions he wants the buddy to stand in. Jesse, I'm telling you this right now. The only one voting for doggy style is Cletus over there. You two sick bastard.
I don't need to hit it doggy style. Can't hit it any style. You just don't know what to do anymore. You're too old. Jesse, and I'll still be getting more than you when you get into retirement home.
We're still swinging even though the bell's been rung. Jesse, you.
Yeah. Let's call round 3 here. Iceman even drops a super chat and gives it $4.99 directed at you, Titan. He says, Mr. Smite, congratulations for the win. Wow, we haven't even tallied the votes. Let's find out round 3, everybody. Jesse or Titan?
Man, we were going back and forth. That was a great one, man. Because like that reminded me of like the bell ringing and boxers still swinging at each other, man. They didn't want the fight to end,
Was it Dreadpool in the chat? He goes, I'm lost. They both lost round 3.
He said 2 drunk guys fighting now.
All right, I'm reading up here. Titan. Yeah, Titan.
Oh, Titan, you might have your third
I'm
W here.
I'm waiting for a few more.
Dunmore comes up with Titan. Yeah. So far it's Titan. I got Titan.
Good match, Jesse. Good match. I'm gonna shake your hand after that. Jesse fell like what was the name that broke his ankle?
My God, yeah. Titan.
Conor McGregor.
I think I'd be more like Mike Tyson. I'd bite his ear off.
Titan. It's a Titan win.
Titan's a win, man.
Titan's the winner. Titan's the winner.
Jesse came out with a strong first round, but Titan picked up his game, was not having none of it. So congratulations. Nice try there, Jesse. Welcome. There you go. I'm sure we'll have you back again one of these weeks. There you go. That's fun stuff, guys.
Well played, gentlemen. Well played.
Slinky M, welcome. Slinky M, how are you? Toolman 55. Infinite is in the house. What's going on? Dravenero, what's going on? Iceman, man. Everybody, great crowd tonight. Judah 144. We had a wicked chat tonight, man. They're just fucking on top of this shit. Love it. Man, everybody's engaged. Gotta love this chat. They're awesome.
Hell yeah.
All righty. Well, it is 9:44, and real quick, and then we're gonna bring in Tony Bologna to close the show. Our last topic is about Netflix entering the gaming scene. How do you guys feel about this? Is this just one of those things that'll be forgotten about as quickly as that Drago's Corner, or or is this a serious contender here with Netflix having major marketing muscle, obviously in the homes of many? Could this be a potential sort of threat to xCloud and the certain Xbox dominance here? Who wants to take the floor on this one?
I actually read up on it, so I can give you some insight.
Go for it.
What they're going to be doing, this is not a competitor with anybody. Okay, this is not competing with Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo or even Stadia. None of that. What this is that they're going to be focusing on smaller mobile style games, and they will be free of charge as long as you've got your Netflix subscription, right? So it's just, they're just kind of dipping their toe in, right? So they're just but they know, the smart thing about Netflix is that they know their limit. You know what I'm saying? Like Stadia didn't know their limit. I think they felt that because it was Google, they were a little bit too big for their britches, obviously. And then they obviously thought, oh, fuck Microsoft and Sony. We're going after them. And you remember when they first started advertising that? Well, you poked not one, but two sleeping bears, okay? You poked Sony and you poked Microsoft. And what did they do? They came after you hard. Well, more Microsoft than Sony because of Microsoft's xCloud, right? But still, the point is, Netflix knows their role, okay? They know where they sit. Yeah, they're the kings of streaming, okay? Them and Disney Plus are the two kings, but Netflix still has more because they have more of a worldwide reach than Disney Plus does. But anyways, the point is that they know that they're not going to be able to tap those markets. So this is just like a fun little side project that they're doing. Right. And it's not going to turn into AAA games. They're not getting fucking Far Cry 6 in there day one or anything stupid like that. It's literally just mobile games that you'll be able to access on the thing as maybe just a distraction. Like, let's say you want to, you're at work, and instead of watching like an episode of something on Netflix, you could just play a game for 15 minutes or whatever, right? However, what it does do is that it increases their engagement.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
So that's what they're after. They're not after more money. They're not after the big guns of the industry. They're just trying to keep people on the Netflix app. That's all it is. Right. So it's actually not a bad move. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I've seen some people try, like, some people at work and stuff on their break, and they're sitting there trying to watch like 15 minutes of a Netflix episode before they have to go back to work. I'm like, what's the fucking point? Like, what are you doing? There's people walking around. Everybody's talking. There's a lot of noise. I'm like, what are you actually watching right now? Like, there's no point. So what would be better suited to that if you have the Netflix app or you're on it or whatever, instead of watching that show, play fucking whatever, I don't know, Sudoku or, Tri-Towers, whatever the fuck that game is called, Solitaire or whatever. You know what I mean? Little games like that. That makes sense. So yeah, that's what I see from this. So it's not really a big deal. It's just something that they're just trying to keep people engaged into their ecosystem. That's pretty much it.
Totally. You took the words out of my mouth. I couldn't say it any better. Titan or Jesse, any thoughts about Netflix's entry into the gaming scene?
Yeah.
Not much.
Game of the year.
To me, it's like a weird way to keep people on the app, because that's true. That's a fact. They've said that I think Netflix has also said that like people sleeping is also competition to them. They want people on the app that much, right? That actually sleeping is a competition, and they are also losing, to video games as competition because they want, time off of their product is basic. That's what they're trying to increase. They're trying to increase your time on their product. It's just a weird way to do it to me, because how many people watch a blockbuster show and then say, hey, I'm going to play some douche canoe game on Netflix that can be played better anywhere else? But I'll give them this much, mobile games, things like that. So that's where they're going for now. But they've also said that this will be a slow, gradual, incremental increase, over the years. And I saw something. I watched some video, but it showed like a history of Netflix and how they basically have like 2-year cycles where they start with something and then they gradually increase and then they increase again, right? And basically the whole streaming market, they talked about the whole streaming market is trying to catch up to them from years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like the originals content, they were the first ones to come up, Netflix originals. And, you know, they've already had this original train moving years in advance before anyone else even jumped on that train. So it'll be interesting to see if they start this train, this gaming trend, which they said they're not going to charge extra for the service, you know, but that's funny too, because there's going to be the slow incremental increase that, you know, economics has involved, you know, and like, and they'll just throw it under that rug, right?
You're right. I don't believe that for a second.
Yeah, they're just going to throw it under that rug, and, you know, whatever extra expenditures that this gaming is going to take them, they're just, you know, they're going to sweep it under that rug. But anyways, that's kind of like it's not going to be a game. It's not going to be a deal breaker either way.
Indeed.
But the slow gradual increase is is the keywords here. And I think that's what to look out for. They're going to start small and they're going to expand upon it. And I would say maybe 6 years down the road, that's when we're going to like kind of re-look at this and be like, all right, where have they come since day one? That's going to be 6 years. And we're going to be talking about this for a long time too. There's going to be a lot of podcasts that we, you know, that they're going to either release a game on or something. And we're all going to be talking about it, but 6 years down the road, and that's a long time, right? That's like probably next gen refreshes are out, you know? So it's just a weird thing to look at because they're so far behind the 8 ball. That's like I've said it before and I'll say it again. You just cannot walk into a gaming space and think you're going to dominate it. Netflix knows that, right? They've watched fucking Google fall flat on their face. And they're about to watch fucking Amazon do the same thing even harder, right?
Yeah.
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 You know, Iceman has a little bit of a point in the chat too. You know, for the little kids, maybe now parents don't have to buy a console for the kids now. Like they can keep some of their kids engaged and active on the service, right? Because if there's one thing that we're starting to see a trend in, and because the competition is getting stiffer, we're talking about Disney, Paramount, HBO, like everybody has their own streaming services now. So you have to find more and more ways to differentiate yourself from the competition. Netflix obviously has the resources and enough experience, like kind of being ahead of the game for so many years that, you know, they want a piece of that puzzle. They want a piece of that massive billion-dollar pie. And sure, they're not a direct competitor, but at the end of the day is they want to keep their service relevant. They want to make sure that, you know, while they don't have the Disney movies, for example, anymore, they're not going to have the big Marvel movies. You know, that's Disney. They're going to try to find something else. So perhaps they're going to tie in, like we saw how like some of their games or some of their shows became game IPs, like Stranger Things, which actually was a pretty damn good little game. And we might see a lot of stuff like that coming out where it ties into their shows and perhaps it's interactive. And it just, again, at the end of the day, it's like Mag said, it's all about that engagement, keeping people there longer, maybe keeping the kids on there, giving them something to try. And they don't need expensive hardware and expensive gadgets. They can play it from their phones. I think it's, definitely a bit of a win for them if they do it properly. And again, lots of advertising dollars can be associated with that too. You know, how about you, Jesse? You ready to fire up some Netflix gaming on your new S21 or what?
Nah, I haven't had Netflix for years, man. I just don't like how they advertise stuff as new and it be old. And a lot of their shows don't get to me.
So basically what you're saying is the gaming is not enough to draw you back in.
Nope. I usually just buy my movies right into Microsoft Store.
Gotcha.
Doggy Dog got to go in the chat. Kroger to start a new gaming service. It's like everyone.
Hey, I hope it works out for them, though.
Yeah, and you know what? This is all gonna in this
competition's
Netflix thing,
healthy.
This is gonna be more about deals with like PlayStation and Xbox than anything else. Like it's going to be like who will have the more intricate deal with one company or the other, or even both potentially, right? If they could play, if Netflix could play both sides of the fence, of the fucking console war fence, right? That would be their fucking ticket, man. That will get fucking people onto that shit.
Indeed.
Yeah. Game Pass, maybe.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, like I said, it's going to be an interesting topic to watch over the course of the next couple of years, and obviously see where not just Netflix but other services tend to take the streaming aspect of gaming. How far we see this into our homes and all of our devices, if it's going to become a staple, a mainstay, and if it will have some adverse effect on the industry and the kind of games that we see moving forward. So it's definitely something to think about. What's going on, Mr. Kima? Glad you could make it. Glad you're here. And well, let's end this topic here and let's bring in Tony Bologna, because I'm pretty sure I hear him in the background. He's been on standby, and I think he's chomping at the bit. He's certainly chomping on that pipe.
Yeah,
he's got a few words to say, I think, and now that Titan's back in the fold here this week.
Well, I got to say, it was a fantastic vacation for Tony Bologna not to have to listen to the dribble coming out of Titan Drago's mouth for 2 full weeks. It was fantastic. And speaking of Titan Drago, anyway, scumbag, let me tell you something. I'm so glad that Titan Drago's amateur hour is over. Jesus Christ. Like, after watching Titan Drago's Corner, that's like watching the sequel to what the fuck is that Space Jam movie? Okay? Titan Drago's the sequel to Space Jam. Right here is Michael Jordan, motherfucker. That's right. I'm the original. I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. And let me tell you something. You better keep your ass out of the ring with me. Okay? I want to get one of these whelps from the audience. You can go ahead, deal with them. Okay, you want to
Tony, you're the best there is, the best there ever will be. You're also gonna end up with brain damage from the same person that made that quote. Get in the ring with me too much.
Joke's on you, asshole! I already have brain damage. That's like when a girl tells me that she's got VD, and I'm like, "Joke's on you, bitch! I gave it to you."
Yo, Tony B, the doctor drops $5 in the super chat again and says, "Hey, Tony B, check your messages. I guess you got one in
doctor,
there."
Calm the fuck down. I got a couple things I gotta say first. Okay, let me tell you something. Tony Bologna was in the background. I was listening to you guys talking about that Double Fine game. Okay, what is it called there? So anyways, there was Chef Trouble. If she doesn't help out the mag tonight specifically, I've been walking around for 3 days with Psychonauts. It's unbelievable. Help me out,
so
woman.
How much
Jesus.
royalties do I owe you, Tony?
And that's another thing. Actually, Jesse Darby's been quite the he's been quite the promoter for Tony Bologna. I actually have to commend him for that because he's actually smart, unlike the rest of you clowns who are not backing Tony Bologna. And and speaking of clowns, Mr. Portal Player in the chat. Don't think I didn't see all that stuff you were saying about the mag. Let me tell you something. The first thing he said about the mag, he said that I said that Psychonauts was going to be Xbox exclusive. The mag never said anything like that. Okay? And then the second thing that you said, it says, actual quote here, it says, do you cap for everything Microsoft? No, because what I would like to ask you a question, sir, is that where were you when the mag was shitting on Microsoft and Xbox week after week? You should have been standing next to me with lighting a match and stomping your feet, but you were nowhere to be found. Let me tell you something, Portal Player. You go after the mag, you go after Tony Bologna. And if you go after Tony Bologna, guess what happens? The next time I see you, I'm going to be opening up your portal with Bologna in hand, and I'm going to stop playing. Give a new meaning to your name.
Open up your portal.
All right, Portal Player, you better calm down over there, buddy. All right? Anyways, it's all just jokes. It's all just jokes. We're all friends here. Anyways, don't hit a thumbs down, okay? Because we got a perfect, we have no thumbs down right now. I don't want to see one. Now, one last thing. No, I think that was it. Let me go check to see what was going on. That's all that pissed me off for this week. However, let me go see what the doctor has sent the mighty Tony Bologna. Here we go. Found it. Okay. Tony, strippers are back. I thought taking it. This guy's questions, man. I can't even get it out of my mouth. That's what Drago's wife said. Anyhow, Tony B, strippers are back. I thought taking a titty vodka shot after another dude was bad for COVID. So I poured a shot down a crack across her ass and into my mouth. That's better for COVID, right? Let me tell you something. Doctor. You could get COVID from touching a handrail. You don't think you can get COVID from putting your lips near her sopping wet pussy? What the fuck is the matter with you? It's ridiculous. But let me tell you something. I got an idea. Seeing if you're going to be so ridiculous, why don't you do this? Why don't you order yourself a shot of blue carousel? You know that blue liqueur? Pour it down her ass crack, watch it go across a pussy, and then you could call it the 2020 version of the blue waffle.
Oh,
there we go. That's a question answered for you. And by the way, stop doing that, man. You can get like mouth herpes and stuff. Why do you think I have a beard? I have it to cover everything up. Trust me, the shit doesn't go away forever. It's like luggage. You think you get rid of it, you go in the garage, 6 months later, it's back.
So, Tony, do you shave after you, get that beard of yours dirty?
No, I burn it. I burn it. Kill all the bacteria. It's ridiculous.
You guys notice he's had a beard this whole time, right?
Yo, I got a question for you, Tony Bologna. I got a question for you. Any advice for those people newly acquainted with going down on a lady?
Yeah, wear saran wrap on your face. Next question.
Would that if you wore saran wrap on your face, could you literally say "glad you came"?
Nah, well done. I'm gonna have to pass the hat over to Nukem. He seems like he's the funnier guy all of a sudden. What's going on over here? Anyways, in all seriousness, if you want to go down on a girl, listen, this is what you got to do. Okay, all jokes aside, this is where you start. You start at the top. You start kissing her. You move down the neck. You kiss her the neck. They got a lot of nerve endings in the neck. You give them a kiss on the neck. Then you move down to the tits. Okay, don't spend too much time over there. You're not a fucking newborn baby. Okay. All right, it's ridiculous. Have you seen some of these guys are sucking on a tit for like 10 minutes? You know, she's sitting there going, "Hey, asshole, another 12 inches south, okay? What is this tit sucking business?" Anyways, so you get down, then you start kissing down to the stomach, and then you get down to her clitoris. And for some of you, like Portal Player and Jesse Darby, who don't, or even Titan Drago, who don't know what a clitoris is, it's that thing that's right at the top, is about the size of a bean. Okay? Then you
I know what that is.
I'm not really
that
sure.
is, Tony.
Well, I can tell you for sure that Titan Drago has no idea what he's doing. He's a teacher. Well, I'm teaching you a lesson tonight. Anyways, let me tell you something. So then you
know what? Because I always went by that rap song, started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team.
Well, it sounds like starting from the bottom. Yeah, sounds like something the doctor would do. You're starting from the ass and going up. That's not the way you do it. That's how you get yeast infections. God damn it.
I used to be a player back in the days. I used to get all kinds of pussy, and not no more.
Well, that sounds like a you problem, sir. Let me tell you something. Yeah, you don't start from the bottom and you go up to the top.
My last girlfriend was too crazy. I don't really trust women like that right now.
Fine, then go after men. It'll do you better. Hell no. At least when you finish, you can play couch co-op after sucking each other off.
It takes two.
Exactly. It takes two boners. That's what it is. Yeah, fantastic. Any other questions for Tony Bologna before I sign off for the evening?
All right. Man, this fucking podcast has been one for the record books.
One for the record books.
I can't believe we just keep coming up with dumb shit like this every week, man.
No, you know why? It's called talent.
Some people would argue with us on that, I'm sure. But,
you know the only people who argue about stuff like that? People who are not talented and jealous. That's what it's all about.
That is true.
Ridiculous.
Caper Grant's crying at work, man.
By the way, Mike Mullet, you still haven't changed your name, for Christ's sake. Every time I try to say hi to you in the chat, the original Next Level Gaming -- this _ something or other. I mean, when I say, "Hey, Mike, how's it going?" I hope you know I'm talking about you. By the way, I love you guys. You got a great show on Thursday. Fantastic show. It was only 6.5 hours. It was perfect.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Well, let's let everybody get out of here.
All right. That's it for Tony.
Fantastic again tonight. Thank you so much, sir. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week. All right, let's get out of here. Let's start with our fantastic guest tonight. First of all, welcome, Jesse. Glad you could make it and be here. Hope you had fun with us tonight, and we look forward to having you back again in the future. Anything you'd like to say to the chat, and of course to the panel before you get out here, and let people know, where they can check you out on social media, if you got an upcoming YouTube channel, anything like that, or just let people know.
I'm there. I'm out there on my Xbox, and that's about probably it. I don't know.
Well,
I'd have to get some
let people know your actual fucking Twitter, Jesse.
Your
Shit.
Twitter, your
I'm
Xbox
starting to
name.
believe you in the first place, Titan. I got too many names.
What's your fucking real Twitter, bro? Like, for real.
Jesse Darby 2.
Some Jesse Darby 3 got a lot of messages from us, Snoop.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, somebody told me that was your thing because I couldn't find you on there. So yeah, there we go. Well, we got to straighten out anyway. So,
well, yeah, I hope it wasn't botting too bad.
No, you're fine.
No, not at all, actually.
Because like I knew Boom tried to have me on that one morning and we couldn't get it going.
Now you're fine. No, your audio was okay. How about on Xbox? Where can people catch up with you, hang out with you, and play some games?
That's King Darby 1376.
All right, there you go, guys. You can see it up on the screen. King Darby 1376. Go at him. Go play some games with Jesse Darby. And again, Jesse, on behalf of all of us
It's
here,
the same on the PlayStation too.
Oh, there you go.
Even though I ain't got it, it's collecting dust in a pawn shop.
I was going to say it's not in the what do you call it? The janitor's closet at Titan School.
No, I was still trying to find him in the janitor's closet, but it's too big. I can't find him.
I teach kids how to clean.
It's not how you clean, it's what. Oh, shit.
I had a good time, though, y'all.
Thanks, man. We're glad to have you here. All right, let's catch up with the panel. Let's start with the middle-aged game guy.
Yes,
Mag,
sir.
let people know what you got going on, upcoming, how they can add you on Xbox, all that fun stuff, man.
Well, yes, guys, it was a great show as always. Chat, you guys were absolutely insanely on fire tonight. It was absolutely incredible. What a great job. What a great show. Jesse, it was wonderful to have you on the show. Titan, Noof, always the best of sports for all the insults and all the everything. It was great. And to Portal Player in the chat, it's all just jokes, buddy. It's all just a show. So, don't get your titties in a twist. So it's all here for fun. We're all here for laughs. But anyways, guys, you can follow me on Twitter at the Middle Age Game Guy. That's with a GY at the end, of course. On the PlayStation 5 and on the Xbox Series X, you can find me at all one word, all capitals, because I don't know how to be quiet. I am the Meg. And for anybody looking for me, and believe me, they are, it's 2 G's, not 1 G. All right, so it's 2 G's. Anyways, you can find me here every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Gaming After Dark with none other than Noof Nukem and Titan Drago. Every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, you can find me on Prime Time Gaming with Mr. Boomstick XL and friends. If you missed yesterday's show, we had Benji Sales on the show yesterday. It was a great show. We had a really good time, and you can check me out there. But until then, guys, everybody have yourself a great week. Enjoy the summer. Enjoy the warm weather while you still can, at least in parts up here. Enjoy it while you can. I can't wait to all talk about every day. See y'all next week.
Indeed. Our brother Pong Souls in the chat says fantastic show. Well, thank you, Pong. Speaking of fantastic shows, you can check out the gruesome twosome of Pong Soul and Steel Rain. That is living split screen on Saturday mornings. I think they go live. Pong, sorry if I'm wrong here, but I think you guys go what? Is it 10 a.m. Eastern? I think it is. I could be wrong on that, but I think I got it right. But anyway, check out the Living Splits. Those guys are awesome. Pong's a busy podcaster these days. Anyway, Joe Dunmore, thanks for the love. Doggy Dog, Fastback, all of our NLG brothers and sisters. You guys are awesome. Of course, Assassin Lupa, you guys are fantastic. There's too many people here to rename out, but you guys are unbelievable. Speaking of unbelievable, Titan was definitely on fire tonight. I don't know what kind of Frank's Red Hot sauce he smothered on his body tonight, but his bathtub water was lit and he was bringing the heat, and he got his third win in Drago's corner. So that's it. It seems like the more confidence your competitors bring into this thing, the seems like the more you step it up there, Titan. Let people know where they can follow what you're doing.
Everything at Titan Drago, everybody. And, I don't got numbers or anything. It's just straight up Titan Drago. It's either going to be, Titan Space Drago or Titan _ Drago. Either way, that's where I'll be at everywhere. You can find me. But, man, great show tonight, man. Noof, you had me actually crying tonight, man. It was like, I think this was one of your better shows and like that I can remember. God,
Arnold was in fine form tonight. Let's put it that way.
It was, man. I haven't been crying that much in a while. But you know what? When you come in my corner, someone takes an L, but you know what? We all win. Because speaking of winners, Crispy Rambo, not only for that awesome name, but Crispy is my Common Sense Award winner for the night for smashing the wife with the show in the background, man. Everything's got me cracked up tonight. You guys are awesome. Crispy, you are the Common Sense Award winner. Let's all be a little bit more like Crispy Rambo and smash the wife while we're listening to the show, while we bring the common back to sense.
Yeah, if you have a hard time getting your wife to open her mouth, you got to put this podcast on. I guarantee it'll fall open eventually. Bend over and listen to this podcast, baby. Yeah, my mouth is open. Whoop! Oh, sorry. Oh, shit. Oh, man. And You guys always know to find Noof Nukem, always in the gutter. It is Noof Nukem pretty much everywhere on this podcast Tuesday nights, and of course on Sunday morning with my other crew at Good Morning Xbox, and a lot of support there as well. It's fantastic to see the love and the great comments and feedback I've had about that podcast. And we got a different kind of chemistry over there, but it's a nice chemistry as well. Obviously not near as wacky as this podcast, but we keep it on the level and try to keep us from getting, what do you call it, content strikes or whatever, all that shit. So this one, anything goes. It's the gloves are off each and every week with Gaming After Dark. I love it. It's fantastic. Joe Dumber, I'm not married, but I'll find somebody's wife to smash.
Oh, Joe.
Wow.
Next time we do a giveaway, we're just giving it straight to Joe. No contest. Be like, Joe, give us your address. You get the game. Fuck it.
But I hope you're keeping your wives activated, because if they're watching this podcast, they could show up at Joe Dunmore's house. Keep them
Joe,
happy,
let everyone know. Let all the women know where they can find you in the chat.
Fastest said, wife might divorce me if she knew I listened to this show over her. Hey, you know how that goes, Fastback. You just got to be good at pretending, right? You just say and you roll your eyes at her once in a while. Dear, do you have herpes again? We're not sleeping together tonight, dear. All right, shit. Anyway,
I feel like this
show.
podcast needs one of those disclaimers, just because it's Noof Nukem's opinion does not mean Titan Drago agrees with it, babe.
Yes, that's right. Noof Nukem is a weirdo, all in that of himself. Self-proclaimed weird ass, right there. Noof Nukem. All right, guys, it's been a great show. Phenomenal chat. Excellent guest with Jesse Darby. We'll be back again soon. See you here again at the same time, same place next week, guys. Have yourself a great night. Stay safe. And again, to Wilmy Hood and Royal Boyle, like I said, our thoughts are with you guys. Royal, we hope your dad certainly fights as hard as he can and gets better, and look forward to seeing you back in the chat and all that good stuff, guys. There were Pure Flack Monkey, the whole list, Doggy Dog, Timothy Dixon, Spider-Man 356. You guys are awesome. Free Jack, good to see you in the house tonight, bro. Ryan Galloway, the list goes on. You guys are amazing. Thanks you once again for the love and support, all those amazing thumbs up, and we will see you again next week.
Hey, I had a good time.